Hello.
No.
Why do you sound funny?
Why what?
Why do you sound like a robot?
I don't know.
Did somebody buy new hardware?
No.
Did somebody change all his settings? Because you sound like you're on a cell phone in the bottom of a well. I talked to a man driving
I
through
am
rural
on
North
cell
Carolina, and he sounded better than you do.
I am on the cell phone. Hold on. Okay, so
Yeah, you have none of the bits. You have all ones and no zeros, or all zeros and no ones. I'm not sure which it is.
So what you're telling us is that you're travelling.
is this better or worse?
That's better.
Is it
You
still
sound like
bad?
my optician. Is it better with one or two?
One or two. One or two.
Yeah.
So
Now-
you've ruined my intro because I was going to do like what they do with DCP. They go, welcome to DCP Live, and I was going to do welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter live because I assumed that you'd be up and you'd be streaming.
What's up, guys?
You'd assume I'd be up in what?
Streaming. Normally you stream the show, so I thought you'd be
Yeah,
up and
driving.
Driving, streaming, it's all the same.
as soon as you've ruined the intro, just welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter. We are not live show, but we have a roaming reporter respawn.
We are live. We are on location. That location changing. There's mile marker 49. There's mile marker 48. There's mile marker 47. Wait, kill me, your boy.
We'll assume some of those were words.
It
It's going great.
is.
Is he roboting out for you, or is it just me, Peroty?
You are the robot, sir. He's fine.
I am a robot. Exterminate! Exterminate!
See, why couldn't you do that last week when I asked you to do that?
Because you asked me to.
Yeah, the monkey doesn't perform upon command. The monkey performs as the monkey wishes.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, the Road Show. I am no one respawns in real life, and to my left is dark, scary woods, and to my right is actually more dark, scary woods. But the people are Nitedemon and Peroty, the Titan examples of Titanism.
Yeah, we're holding it down in the studio.
In a game that has Titans.
Someone has
Yeah.
to be here behind the desk of the studio.
Mm-hmm.
While Respawn's out there swerving around the deer that are trying to run into him.
Dude, speaking of deer, all week,
Look what you've done.
all week,
Look
my
what you've done now.
playlist has been
Another
playing,
story.
Like, Skinwalker stuff.
We can't
No,
get
no,
started
like-
on the
like,
podcast because
it's
it just keeps going with the
scary.
stories.
It's scary because
At
like
some point, he'll hit
I
the
don't know
porta
how
jar jar
my-
where there's
my
no more
playlist
reception.
got-
It'll be fine.
got on it, but it's like scary stories to listen to
I
at
think
night,
I'm just going
and
to
then
fade
it's
him
like
out and start the
6
music.
hours of Skinwalker stories.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
A show where we discuss tips, tricks, and tools to help all Guardians succeed and enjoy playing more.
What makes us different? Well, for starters, we're not streamers or YouTubers. We just have a passion for Destiny and are dedicated to keeping Guardians informed and up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 info, news, and opinions.
We encourage your questions and feedback. You can contact us either by email at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com or on Twitter at twotitans_hunter.
Now, on with the show.
So, yeah, I'm your British host. I have Peroty, and there's Respawn. Respawn's in the car, travelling as usual. On
van.
brand. He's in a van. Yeah, just don't ask questions.
Car, van, clown car. It's a vehicle of some sort.
And also on brand for Respawn, he's not read a TWAB. He's not played some Destiny this week. So we're just going to surprise him the whole show and just get raw Respawn reactions.
I've heard bits of TWAB here and there.
No, you
Mostly
you haven't heard anything.
And honestly, like, you're in the car, so we can really tell you anything we want, more or less. And you have no real way to fact check. We can tell you all sorts of changes coming to the game. You'll be like, sure, sounds amazing.
I've seen what happens this week. I've seen the armor for Iron Banana. I've seen the changes that are coming out with the Hunter armors. I've seen a little bit of everything. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen a little bit of it. I'm like a jack of all trades with the TWAB, master of none. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I saw there were words in there. There's lots of words. We don't know what they all mean, but there's lots of words. They all mean something.
There.
And the biggest lot of words that we need to tell people is that next week is the final week of the season.
Oh no.
Make sure that you claim your rewards from the Bungie reward page. Claim your season pass rewards, although you can just leave them there for season 14. Make sure you claim season 13s. But I think we went over that last week. There's an issue with going on the website. You have to go and do it through the app. Is that right, Peroty?
That's true. We saw last week. I haven't honestly looked since then to see if they've resolved that, but it definitely wasn't working when last I looked. It was real broken.
I can tell you can still go back to season 13, Season of Chosen, and claim anything that you left on your passes there. Make sure that you check on all of your characters, because sometimes you have like the odd one or two things left on different characters. So make sure you click on all the buttons there.
Yep.
And
make sure you do that before the 24th. Otherwise, anything from Season of the Chosen, you can no longer choose. It will be gone. And then you'll see the things from Season of the Splicer. So if you miss things from this season, you can get them starting the 24th. So act fast. Supplies are limited. Operators.
And if you're like me and you haven't touched your other two characters, make sure to put your strongest weapons on the other two characters before collecting the loot from the season pass. That way you get the biggest jump in life with the armor.
You don't need to put. No, you're telling people garbage now. You're telling people rubbish. You twaddle.
You don't need. I know
you don't need to put
everything in your inventory.
You don't need to put anything on those characters. The game automatically knows what highest light weapons that you own.
I know.
To make those up. Well, then why are you telling people others?
See the highlight weapons on them.
It makes you feel
because
good.
They might have the good feeling too.
If you want a good feeling, do what Respawn said.
For somebody that just got out of work. Don't be judgy. You don't know what other people like to do. You know, I'm playing both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just whoever you don't like it, don't do it. You like it.
Don't do what Nitedemon did and save up all those key fragments and all those boxes from doing the EDZ or EAZ or whatever it was from Solstice, and then forget to unlock all the boxes before they went away, thinking, I'm sure I had to do something today. And then I completely forgot about it. I'd done some of them, and I thought I'll save some of them because I thought I'll do something that another day. And then I completely forgot on the day that there was the reset, and then I went to check, and then I was sad that they'd gone. I think I had like 500 boxes.
What was the weapon?
There's so many blue things you could have deleted, but now you'll never have the opportunity to delete all those blue things, all those gunsmith materials.
Oh, and don't forget to go and visit your Vanguard mentor, the Lords of Vala, and beg and plead with him to throw tokens at his face and ask him for
mere days before they go away
for stuff. Yeah. So this is by the 24th of August, 2021. So if you're listening to this in the future,
which you will be, because you can't listen to it now or in the past, unless you're a time traveler. In which case, give me winning lottery numbers.
Or if you're spying on us right now and you're listening to us in real time, you're still listening to us in the future. Because time zones are funny.
Yeah.
Technically, Demon is listening to myself and Peroty in the future. He's a time traveler. It's already 6 a.m. for him. It's only. I'm sorry. It's already 7 a.m. for him. It's
nearly 7 a.m. Yeah. This is how dedicated we are to bring you a podcast. This is how dedicated we are to bring you a show. We are up early morning, ready to record.
We're not dedicated to you guys. Look,
we are.
Demon's always waking up early so that me and Peroty don't have to inconvenience ourselves.
Respawn cancelled his flight to be here
Can
in
you
the
guys
car,
do it at 1:30?
giving you all the rage on the road. All the road rage.
Yeah, we'll inconvenience ourselves for you one time.
Mm-hmm.
And next week's featured Nightfall strike will be the Fallen Saber strike. So if you aren't 1335 and can't get into the Grandmaster rotations, your featured Nightfall strike will be the Fallen Saber one for the week. And Clash will return for the final week in the Crucible. And I'll save you the deal of this, Peroty.
What is Clash, Peroty?
No, I'll save Peroty from doing this. Just go in and shoot the lads. Shoot all the lads.
Shoot them.
Even shoot the lads on your team. Just shoot anybody and shoot anything that
Call
moves.
Of Duty. but with superpowers.
Mhm.
Guys, it's just
Shoot
Call
the
of Duty with
lads.
space magic. All right,
Throw
you go
yes,
in,
throw
you
space
kill each
magic
other,
at the
you get
lads.
points.
Just
Yeah,
Yeah, there's lads that they need
space
bullets in their
magic,
faces.
magic bullets.
If they don't have bullets in their faces, they're sad. So you should make everybody happy by putting bullets into their
what's your
faces.
favourite weapon of this season before the changes come to effect on the 24th of August? Basically, it's your last week to just go and shoot.
Is that a question or a statement?
That is both a question
Oh.
and a statement.
And a threat.
I thought you were
Yes.
asking us what our favorite weapon.
No, I
was.
wasn't asking you at all. Have you tried winding down the window to get a bit of fresh air? Because you sound like you're half asleep.
I need coffee. I need caffeine.
You do. Stop at a gas station and buy some caffeine.
I don't see anything. It's like all black. There's like no light. There's no street lights. There's no car lights. It's just like me on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 8-lane highway. Yeah, it's weird. It's creepy.
You're in Georgia. That's it.
I have one bar.
If that.
One bar.
We do apologise for the reception that Respawn is giving you.
Do we though? Do we really? I don't think we do.
Well, somebody has to apologise for him. He's not going to do it himself.
Not me.
Exactly. See? Your Eververse for next week, the final week of the season of the Splicers, week 15, the 17th of August 2021. Your silver will be the Elixni Hatchling, and that will be sold for 1,000 silver. So that's
Wait,
that's the Simba one, isn't it? You know,
Let's
hold
see.
the look.
Is that a ghost? Is that an emote?
It's an emote. That's the the holding
The
the
fallen
Simba
baby.
Yeah, the fallen baby holding the baby up like Simba from the Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
That's going to be 1,000 silver.
Fallen baby.
And then this one for you, the Cyber Tropics, which is the ornament for the Eyes of Tomorrow Respawn. That's going to be available for
Nice.
700 silver. The Red Line Torpedo, which is going to be exotic ship, is going to be 800 silver. And the Embarrassed Rare emote is going to be 700 silver.
That's a lot of silver.
Yeah.
I don't have any silver.
Oh. Well, maybe you've got some
What
bright
about the
dust.
bright dust?
Bright dust for next week. We have Let
Is
Me
that-
Investigate for 3,250 bright dust. That's your exotic emote. Your rare emote, that's the one, will be 400 bright dust. Again, we've got the Atheon protection for the ghost. That'll be 1,500 bright dust. Another shader for the season, the Apostomatism. Yeah, another shader, 300 bright dust. Then we have the Splish Splash emote, and that's an exotic one. That's going to be for 3,250 bright dust.
Ooh, that's one with the giant rain boots that I didn't buy because it was silver this time around. I'm in. I'm excited.
You're in.
I
I'm
want to
surprised-
splash around giant rain boots. It's
I'm
very silly.
surprised. No, I'm surprised you didn't buy the rim shot emote from last week or this week that we're currently in, because it actually does play the music. Goes,
Does it?
it does.
Yeah, I've been much more
It does-
selective in my emote buying this season.
The dumb kiss.
It does do the dumb tiss, but it will be available for bright dust at some point. So you don't have to rush off and buy it for silver. Anyway, getting back to this week, we have the Orb
Should be my
Weave
theme
Shell,
song.
which is the ghost shell with all the spikes on it. It looks like a servitor that works for Spider. The spiked one, little ghost version of that. Then we have the
Yeah.
Lone Howl,
Spider
which will be your
spikes.
exotic speeder for this week. That will be 2,500 bright dust. Oh, sorry, the ghost will be 2,500. Oh, sorry, 2,850 bright dust. And then we have our ornaments, weapon
So the
ornaments for
ghost
each-
is more expensive than the sparrow?
Yeah. And then we have some ornaments for each class. We have the Astro Strides, and these are for the Stompies, and that will be for 1,500 bright dust. We have the Execute Revival, which is for your Titans, and that's 1,500 bright dust. These are the ones that look like Siva. I wasn't really particularly keen on them, but maybe.
The only good one's the Syntheseps one.
And then the Sovereign Signal, which is for the Crown of Tempest for the Warlocks, and that would be 1,500 bright dust. Then we have a rare emote, Here I Am, for 400 Bright Dust. We have the Homestead Weapon Ornament for the Xenophage, which will be 1,250 Bright Dust. And then finally, the Infinite Door Projection for your Ghost, which will be 1,500 Bright Dust. Now, just out of interest, guys, do you actually buy those Ghost projections and put them on? Because I'm not really particular
No.
on them.
I have bought exactly one. It was the one that was the hat. And
Indiana
that's
Jones
the only,
hat.
Yep, that's the one I bought because a ghost with a hat just makes me giggle every time I see it. That's the only one I bought. The rest of them give me something better than a hat, and
I
we
only
can
ever-
talk. But yeah, no.
I like the look
I
of
got
them.
the hunter one that changes color as I change subclass, but that was like when they first came out.
Mm.
Yeah, like a lot of the projection stuff, and even like some of the weapon skins. Unless I really like the look of it, it's like, why am I going to buy this? Because I'll see it, and nobody else really. It's there was a time where I would buy all these things and collect them and just hoard them all, but now I'm just like, nobody ever sees this. It's not really a thing that I don't know. I enjoy.
You know what I'm thinking, right? Just off the top of my head, in Gears of War, when you do an execution to somebody, you can have like a little icon come up on the floor, like a blood splatter. Maybe it would be quite fun if they did, instead of the projection above the ghost when you die in like Crucible, maybe it could be projected on the floor. It's like the round symbol on the floor where the ghost is, so that it's a little bit bigger than what it is now. Because I don't think anybody takes any notice of those.
No.
I mean, if they started having them so that, like, if I died and my ghost would project like a little gravestone,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
that'd be hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, really have to be something. Yeah, it's really just the things again, like the hat that just make me giggle. That I know I'll enjoy every time I see it, but like I never buy anything thinking, oh, someone else will see this and get a kick out of it, because nobody ever will, unless maybe they inspect my character. I don't know.
Yeah, a bit like we have with that emote that you can plant the gravestone and all the flowers come up around it. Maybe the ghost does something inventive like that. So like the Atheon projection could be like a little Atheon just standing there, be projected standing there looking all menacing. That would be quite interesting.
That would be amazing.
There you go, Bungie. A different take on your ghost projections. Make them actually do something rather than just something that doesn't really have any. Yeah.
Yeah, you make them something you can actually see from afar. If I do something in the Crucible or I do something in the game, let me be able to enjoy it. Let me know I'm shaming you or putting a gravestone on you like people would do when those came out.
Yeah, I mean, if you kill somebody, either let the person that killed you's ghost be projected, their projection be on the floor to show that they killed you, or your one from your ghost. Just food for thought there, Bungie.
So shall we get into this week in Destiny? Or this week at Bungie?
Oh my god.
Well, before we get into that, I just want to remind people that we do have a full list from the YouTuber above his channel with all his Grandmaster Nightfall guides, which Peroty and I took very close notice of this week when we did our first Grandmaster of this season.
Mm-hmm. And I was the bait, and you succeeded. So we played our roles to a T.
Yeah.
Did he actually have something where somebody had to be bait?
Hey! Somebody has to make sure that the respawn mechanic is actually working.
Okay. It was just you.
So
Okay.
someone has to stand back and murder things from afar. Someone has to go. Let me get really close to this edge and look over and peer down at what's going on down there, and then fall off the edge or get murdered off the edge. Someone has to play that important role, and sometimes that person has to be me.
Somebody had to be the leader, and we just want to say thank you to Azura Demon for helping us out this week and being the leader and guiding us through the Nightfall.
Such a good guy.
Because somebody had to, because we can't be trusted to do this ourselves.
No, we can't be trusted.
And this is the
die a lot.
Grandmaster y'all did?
Yeah, we did a Grandmaster, yeah. And it wasn't that bad, but we did choose the easiest one to do, which was the Inverted Spire.
As long as you don't get hit.
But I did panic when... Yeah. I did panic when we got to the bottom and we were like, he's without a head and he's running towards my bubble. Quickly, everybody shoot him.
Oh, the Vex?
He's real grumpy about things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, like I have to say, like having obviously not set foot into any Grandmaster at any point in this game up till now, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Now, granted, we were all at like a proper light level and had someone who knew what they were doing, and basically, we had our hunter there to revive us. So we did run it in true two Titans and a hunter style. Two Titans to run aimlessly at things, and the hunter to go, I'm going to throw the smoke bomb and revive you when you do a stupid thing, because you will, because that's how this works.
And funny enough, he knew how many champions were in each section. He was going, you guys have missed one. We're like, okay, hang on a second. Where is it?
Mm-hmm. Everybody needs a Grandmaster Nightfall dad, and he was ours. Mm-hmm. Hey, there's one over here. Or hey, here's what's coming up. Which was actually, just super helpful to know how many champions there are, so we don't just, go through and miss one and then don't get as good rewards. Yeah, but it really surprisingly was not bad and quite enjoyable. So yeah, thank you guys, your demon, for carrying us through, pushing us through something. It wasn't a full carry, just a push, a shove.
But watching Above's videos did help me with my loadout and what I was going to rock, so that was quite helpful. So if you guys need help having a look at, where all the champions are and what loadouts he recommends, then take a look at those. Also, we have the list of lost sectors this week. Monday, the 16th of August, is the Empty Tank Tangled Shore lost sector, and that'll be your helmets. Tuesday, the 17th, will be the K1 Logistics on the Moon, and that'll be your legs. Wednesday will be the K1 Communion on the Moon with gauntlets. Thursday will be K1 Crew Quarters on the Moon for chest pieces. Friday will be the K1 Revelations on the Moon for your helmet. Saturday the 21st will be the Concealed Void on Europa for legs. Sunday will be Bunker E15 on Europa for gauntlets. And Monday, the final day of the season, the 23rd, will be Perdition on Europa and be the final chance for you to get your chest pieces before we have a week where none of us knows where anything or what everything's doing, because everything is upside down and topsy-turvy. And stuff hasn't been data mined or leaked at that point. So, yeah.
Anything you're still trying to get a hold of, or have you many weeks ago already burned through and gotten all those things?
Oh, funny story. I said I didn't have a single Aeon something before. I said I didn't have an Aeon something for my Warlock. I had an Aeon something for my Titan because it was a roll of something like 67, but it wasn't that I didn't actually go looking for it until I was looking for stuff in my vault, and I typed in Aeon for something. I was looking up something, and it came up, and I was like, I do actually own one of those.
On the flux.
Raise your hands if you were surprised. Oh, no hands? Okay.
I still don't own a Precious Scars, that exotic helmet.
Would you like 4 or 5 of them? Because the game insists now that I have one, it needs to just give me lots of them. I think I've got 5 to drop at this point. I think I have 3 of them. I don't know why, because I'm never going to put them on. Let's be honest here.
And the TLDR, Bungie.
What does it even do? Why don't you use it? What does it do? I thought it helps you with melees or something.
No. Nope. That's the Broke Mom's China Put It On Your Head exotic for the Titans that gives you like an overshield when you res someone or are revived or something.
Oh, that.
Just to let you know, even with the changes that you've made you're going to make that are detailed in this week's TWAB, no. So,
What?
No.
So, it's not happening.
Look what you've done to me. I've got an Aeon Swifts in my vault, but I'm not having that helmet.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I've got them just because I have plenty of room to hold them still.
Something good to have, like, I don't know, in a
Grandmaster
Nightfall scenario when you got to res your Canyon. You know what I mean?
No, we have bubbles and shields that do more now.
Yeah, it's like the little bit of overshield. It's like it's an option, just like the Aeons are an option, but it's not the one I think I would reach for. You're assuming I would have ever put this helmet on to really know, but I'm guessing it's. I don't know.
Well, what about something like Trials, man?
It's one of those in typical Bungie language.
You res a guy, you both get an overshield, and you kill the people that are trying to kill you.
If you're able to get rezzed and not murdered immediately. So in theory, there is a place in the game for this helmet. Is there a place in my game for this helmet? No, not at all.
No.
So what exotic do you use for trials?
It's an option.
Since apparently you're trying to force us to do it.
Syntheseps. No. I was thinking about it, but then I realized there's absolutely nothing worth going for. It's a sniper rifle this weekend, and no. I just thought it would be funny if we were up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go run trials at 3 a.m. because that seems like the least terrible time. But yeah, I mean, there is no unterrible time to run trials.
I think he was
Hey,
thinking.
what are you talking about?
No, I think he was thinking British servers at 9 o'clock in the morning on a weekend. He's thinking he can kick these kids' asses all the way home. That's what he's thinking.
We tried hitting the Aussie servers last week with GDAD, and we found like the 3 other Aussies playing on Xbox, and that was it was like middle of the morning for him or something. But yeah, no, it took us a very, very long time to find one game, so we gave up on that real quick.
But this week at Bungie, we're not talking about trials changes.
Mm-mm.
We are talking about armor mods and exotics this week.
Do we know the new exotics
This is
for
the
next season yet?
12th
For
of August,
for the
2021. We do.
You do.
lay it on me, baby. Tell me. I need to know.
Oh, you want to know? I thought you wanted secrets. I thought you didn't want to know secrets.
No, this is when you tell me the secret so that I can be surprised.
Oh,
This is
okay.
the time. I don't want to know until the podcast. And now we.
You know, you were joking last week when you said that you wanted a Titan exotic that when you throw your throwing hammer on the solar build, that it comes back Thor-wise.
Oh,
and
no.
just comes back to your hand.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Bungie have heard you. Bungie have heard your plea
Oh my. That's
for a
not
Titan exotic that you throw a hammer and you comes, and that pairs really well with the changes that they detailed last
No,
week.
you're trolling me. You're doing that thing where you said you're just gonna tell me whatever. I know what you're doing. There's no way
no,
that Bungie
honest.
would make
You
an
asked
exotic
me,
that
I'm
brings
telling
the
you.
hammer back. What's it called? What's it called?
Mm-hmm. Sorry? You're cutting
Sorry?
out.
Yeah. What's it called?
No, you keep
If
cutting
it's a
out.
thing.
Peroty, what's he saying?
I'm saying, what
Something
is
about
it
Florida. I don't know.
called? If it's real, what is the name?
The Hunter Killer?
Molnir's
The
Gauntlets.
Hunter Killer? No, it does. It has a cooldown. You'd be fine.
It's not a thing. Shut up. Keep
It
going.
is. Okay. Have you played Destiny 2 this week, Respawn?
No, but the exotics aren't out this week, so that doesn't count.
No, we're doing the TWAB now. Shh. Check out our epilogue. It's pretty sweet. No spoilers.
Which really, at this point, it's probably been spoiled for everyone.
Even Respawn. Do we want
Yeah,
to talk a little bit about the last thing in the mission? Or
Yeah. About how
You want us to talk about it?
uh-huh.
Somebody that hasn't played it's going to explain it.
I've already seen the video though. Somebody posted video in the chat. I've already seen
Okay,
it.
so if I put a little bit of noise here and say spoilers, we can talk about it. So something happens with poor old Lashmi, and Osiris is looking a bit dodgy, and there's a friendly Vex Harpy just chilling out, watching us kill more Vex.
That might have a message from a lost friend who hangs out with Vex Harpies.
Possibly.
Or might not.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
I was going to say that was on the same planet, but it wasn't on the same planet, was it? That Vex Harpy, that was on Nessus, I want to say. That's the one with the captain. Captain Captain, that mission where we chased that Harpy across Nessus. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the one with failsafe. Yeah, that is
Yep.
that is
Yeah.
Nessus, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes. So yeah, it's on a different planet.
Harpies can travel. They get around.
They absolutely get around. Admit.
No, but what I'm saying is that it wasn't on the same planet as Ashamir was, who is either in the Vex Harpy's conscious, or he's using it from IO to transmit that he needs assistance, or he can assist us, or something.
Yeah,
There's a more
there's something going on with. Yeah, the Harpy basically saying in Morse code, assistant, without the T in assistant. And the point being made that Ashramir referred to us as assistant on, well, every opportunity he got. So he's out there likely in around or near the Vex network doing something up to no good.
And what I found interesting was once you kind of completed the mission and you went back and you saw the cutscene and all these lovely things happened, you go back to the tower and I think you have to speak to Saint 14 and then you speak to Ikora. And she's the one that kind of lays down the big bomb of what's actually happened in the tower, that all the factions have gone. Now, is this Bungie's way of just kind of clearing out, stop going on about faction wars? We're not having faction wars. You're not having any factions back. Just, we're clearing the tower out. You're not having it. Is it that? Is it that? That was my first thought, was this is Bungie's way of saying, please stop asking for factions to come back. Look, we've even got rid of them in the lore in the game now. Just stop it.
It's never going to happen. The faction rally is over. Everyone's a loser. Yeah, they really just feel like we're just not going to deal with this anymore. We're not going to have these characters here. We're not going to voice them. We're not going to bring them back.
Space Goth has always been the best, and now that your other factions have shown to be sketchy and evil, you
can't swear.
We're
upset. Yeah,
Space Goths have always been Space Goth. Yeah.
Right. Well, they've left the city too. So all the factions have pulled out. Like all the factions have left. The last city is faction free at this point.
Yeah.
Or are on their way to be faction leader free. I should say, because nothing is truly faction free.
Leading into a video from Bife this week, and I'd like to put it into the Deacon approved kind of pile of watching, because it's only, I think it was about 12 minutes long. Although it did have a bit of detail about what could possibly be the implications of the factions disappearing. And I think he was referring to, at the end of his video, there was that other faction that is in the Bannerfall Tower from Destiny 1 that could possibly resurface, because I think they were banished at one point. Do you guys remember this? Lysander, I think it was. There was the Sparrow that we could get from one of the missions in Destiny 1.
Yeah, but weren't they banished via the Iron Lords? Didn't the Iron Lords get rid of them or something?
No, I think when in Bice's video he was talking about when the three factions formed, it was Dead Orbit, New Monarchy, and this other faction I can't remember what they were called at this point.
Past War Cult.
No, Future War Cult weren't part of
Are you talking about
the
New
factions
Monarchy?
at that point. No, New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, and I can't remember the other one.
Future War Cult.
No, it wasn't Future War Cult. Stop saying Future War Cult.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was in D1 at all.
The Concordat, that was it.
I've never even heard of that.
It sounds vaguely. It sounds vaguely familiar now that you say it, but yeah, I definitely did not remember in any way them being a thing.
Bife was talking about this. Bife was talking about there was three factions that initially started up the factions in when they had like faction wars, and they all kind of came together with the Vanguard leaders. And he went through who they were. I think it was Saint 14, Osiris, and somebody else was the Hunter Vanguard at the time. And then it was the three factions, and then the speaker was the guy that kind of intermediary went between them all, kind of kept them all going. And then since then, we've lost the speaker, we've lost Cade, and then I think somewhere along the lines he was saying
we've lost
that
Osiris, we've lost Saint 14.
No, but we still got the other two kind of Vanguard leaders, haven't we? Zavala.
I mean, we have Ikora. She's been real. She's been real. Not busy these last couple seasons. She built a Stargate and just kind of hung out since then.
Lysander's Cry was the name of the Sparrow that we could get in Destiny 1, and it was part of a quest that we ended up going to Bannerfall, which is a Crucible map, and it unlocked in Destiny 1. And there was pictures of like a green fist on some like banners on Bannerfall. And in Destiny 2, I don't believe are they there on Bannerfall? Do you remember these, the green fists in Destiny 2 when they revamped the map?
I don't remember them Destiny 1, so
Well, apparently, Lysander is the political leader of the Concordat. While his organization's ideology is unknown, Lysander and his faction attempted a coup shortly after Twilight Gap to usurp control of the city after the Vanguard ordered disbandment, but was stopped by New Monarchy at Bannerfall. Following this, both he and the Concordat were ejected from the city, and his Guardian's supporters followed into the other factions, including Future Warcorp. After his ejection, a petition was started to rename Bannerfall as Lysander's Folly, but was shot down by the Vanguard. According to the hidden intelligence, Lysander is currently plotting his return and reorganizing his faction, and there are hints of the Tower's sympathizers, including Guardians who still pledge to his cause. So there looks either to be implications in the lore that possibly a new faction will come in and cause some kind of, disrest with people in the city. And
hold on, look, you're immediately jumping to the negative, right? Maybe they're not bad guys. Maybe they've seen that under the Vanguard's, leadership, we've been attacked. Both of our last cities have been destroyed. Maybe they're trying to step in for some new blood. Maybe they think they can do a better job. You assuming they're bad or they're evil or they're I'm intentionally trying to show discord.
I'm just telling you what I'm reading. That's all I'm telling you. That they started trying to, cause a bit of uproar, a bit of hoo-ha. That's it. And like I said, is this Bungie's way of just getting rid of the factions, or is it a proper lore implication of more story beats coming down the line? They've left it kind of open that it could be, and open that it maybe not.
Yeah, did we get rid of 3 factions that we kind of hadn't done anything with in forever to just introduce new factions?
One new
may
faction.
Or may not ever see
One
again.
new faction.
Yeah,
for
everybody's
now.
gonna be this faction. Ha-ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a new faction, so it's like, do you have a plan for this faction, or is it kind of like a core array? We're going to introduce her, then they'll stand around for the next 6 months and go, "Hi, we're here now."
I mean,
and that'll be that.
We still kind of have factions. I mean, if you look at it, right? So you have the people that sided with the Drifters.
We don't have
You have
factions
the
anymore.
people that sided with the Vanguard.
No, we don't have factions anymore.
But no, you do that.
No. Ikora told me we don't have factions anymore. Ikora
Ikora's
told me that the Space
something I
Goths.
can't say on the show.
Ikora told me the Space Goths have taken New Monarchy and what remained of Future Warcorp and disappeared. They've gone. We've lost the Speaker. We've lost Cade. There's only 2 Vanguard that are just trying to hold everything together.
We did not lose Cade. Cade died, but we didn't lose him. He's
No, we
in our
lost
hearts.
him. We lost him.
You lost him.
We did.
Because you're a stupid Titan. Hunters didn't lose him.
I'm just saying the Hunter Vanguard died, and we have many, many Titans. So we just keep adding Titans to our ranks. So Hunters figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Hunters are solo. We don't need friends. You guys can't do anything on your own, so you got to have a bunch of buddies.
Mm-hmm.
You got to gang up, and
that's why you have no friends. So we have all the friends.
On your own. And also, no, we have friends.
Can't defend 6 fronts on your own.
Trust our friends. That's all. And FYI, there is absolutely a Hunter Vanguard. He just happened to
the Colonel.
Yeah, the Colonel doesn't count.
He does
Sir,
too
I will
count.
fight
The
you
chicken
in
can
real
be-
life if you ever say he doesn't count.
The chicken can absolutely be the Vanguard. Tasty, tasty Vanguard.
Shall we address the elephant in the room?
Hello, elephant.
Hello,
Did he just
elephant.
call you an elephant? I'd be upset if I were you.
That's about true, to be honest. But I am trying to fix that. Just wanted to drop in and apologise in person, because basically what's been happening in the last few weeks is
You can't do the show.
Yeah, well, at the minute, yeah, because all the holidays and weekends away that has been cancelled over the last 18 months, 2 years, have all of a sudden come round, and we're away for nearly 2 months.
That's a good thing, though, isn't it?
It is. I've actually really enjoyed it. So my apologies for being slack.
So what does this whole being away for 2 months thing feel like? Because
Don't you even think about it, Peroty.
No.
2 weeks was enough. 2
sir,
weeks was enough for you.
No, sir. I was asking, as an American who we don't get vacation or leave or ever able to step away from our jobs, what does having like 2 months of time off feel like? What is that feeling just to be able to do that and not be like, I can't pay my bills anymore?
It's not been 2 months of like time off. It's been weekends away nearly every weekend. Nearly every weekend.
You've been off for 2 months. Don't lie to us.
I wish I had.
So the biggest question on a lot of people's lips in the last couple of weeks is, when's Arf going to return with some more lore?
Next week.
Can you give us? You're going to give us a date next week? Ooh.
Next week. I'll be back next week. I was going to be back this week.
Back. I know. I'm sorry.
I am going to be back next week.
So Demon was bringing up something that might have been covered in the lore. All right. So you know how all the faction rallies went away, right?
Mhm.
They're all supposedly gone or whatever. Demon was saying that there's another faction rally that was created way in the beginning that was shut down by New Monarchy or somebody, right? That was shut down by Saint 14, right? And he thinks that the reason all of our faction rallies went away is to make space for this one and only faction rally to come back and stir the pot, as it were. Sir, your thoughts?
My thought is they're not faction rallies; they're just factions.
Your dreams?
It's just a faction.
Your emotions?
Well, effectively, we only have two factions anymore, so that doesn't line up with the rule of 3 in Destiny.
No, I was trying to explain to Respawn about the Concordat and Lysander, and him still being in the city and wanting to kind of come back and overthrow what kind of.
But Lysander was dead.
No, apparently in Destinypedia it says that he's in the city somewhere.
Lysander was the head of the Concordat, and they were forced out by the other factions for heretical views. Now,
so heretical views. So what? Anti freaking traveler? Because isn't that religion?
Not at all.
So if they're being heretical, so are they anti-traveler?
No, they're not anti-traveler, but they believe in balance.
We can't have that.
So where you've got a yin, you've got a. Too much light and it wipes out all the darkness. Too much dark, it wipes out all the light. So you have to have a balance of both.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like a Vanguard approved.
For every Shin Malfur, you gotta have a.
No, even that's Shin Malfur's whole theory, because we are the first Guardian that Shin Malfur has actually been seen being able to wield both Lumina, the Last Word, and Thorn.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Am I roboting out, or is it Respawn?
No, it's him.
It's me. Yeah, I'm on the road.
Yeah, he's in the car, so just, work with the words you have.
And I think he's gone. Please replace here with Dalek.
I am a robot. Exterminate! Exterminate!
He's hit the part of Florida with no cell towers.
Yeah. Now he's muted himself because he's angry with himself.
Oh, is he shouting at himself?
Probably.
Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me if the Concordat actually does come back to, because that would actually replace Future War Cult, because Future War Cult actually replaced the Concordat.
Sorry,
in the consensus.
Before you go any further, have you played any Destiny this week?
No.
Okay, well then, would you like me to spoil something for you, or would you not like me to spoil something for you?
I quite regularly spoil stuff for myself. Yes, spoil away.
Okay. We've got no factions in the city whatsoever. They all just completely disappeared. And I was saying to the guys, now, do you think this is because Destiny or Bungie just want to get rid of factions? We don't want it anymore. Stop going on about it. We're not having faction rallies. We're not going to have faction wars. Just deal with it. It's just going to be the Vanguard, and all that is in the past. Now, that's Destiny 1, Destiny 2 gone, over and done with.
Well, that does tie into a lore card.
Yeah. But that's what
now, I believe it's a Grimoire. I can't remember if it's a lore card or a Grimoire card. I can't remember actually where it actually. I remember actually reading this quite some time ago. And basically, just the outline of this: it's you're in a point in space, and a fleet of ships come through.
Right.
They stay there for a bit, support with tower colours, future war core, all the faction colours on them, and some banners we've never seen before. They then hyperspace jump out of there, leaving behind all the ships that cannot carry on. So that could be what we're seeing here.
Something that could happen in the future.
Yeah, basically that's
okay.
Dead Orbit fulfilling their purpose.
Yeah, that's. I
And-
think Ikora was saying something like that. They've made good on their promise, and they're going away, and they've taken these people with them. So
Are they pyramid
but-
ships?
If you actually look at this in the future, this could be setting us up for. I don't want to say Destiny 3 because I don't think there will be a Destiny 3, but the Destiny open world adventures like WoW that could possibly come in the future.
yeah, okay.
And if we ever in the storyline lose the Earth, that could be the next storyline to go and find Future War Cult. Oh, not Future War Cult, Dead Orbit.
Okay, it's
Which
interesting
would-
that they've
which-
managed to tie it back to a lore card from Destiny 1 and also get rid of the factions so that they don't have to deal with them and leave it open if they do want to have a faction come in with the Concordat. They could bring those
Mhm.
in to do something to either mess with the story or play something to do with factions if need be, I guess.
Yes.
I wonder if something like that would be potential fodder, maybe if not for the game, if for the upcoming new media properties that they've talked about, TV, movie, whatever that ends up being, or something,
That's a good thought.
something else in the Destiny universe, not necessarily Destiny 2, the video game, but here's a bigger story we want to tell, and maybe they tell it in a different way.
Well, yeah, they've been doing that stuff. Remember how they've been working with a movie studio? Maybe that's it. Maybe the movie studio is.
No, they didn't just they didn't just
we're-
work
we're
with a
Dead Orbit with,
movie studio.
you know?
They bought a movie studio.
Okay, well, my point still stands. That could be what's happening. The Dead Orbit takes off, and the movie, TV show, whatever is going to be the adventures of Dead Orbit and New Monarchy beyond our solar system. Because everything within Destiny that's happened thus far has been within our solar system. So this could be
Mhm.
them going off to, Alpha Centauri or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, site B.
Yeah.
Right. At that point, I am going to have to disappear.
Well, thank you very much for dropping in and saying hello, Arf.
And
We do appreciate a little bit of lore.
we'll look forward to next week when you bring us, something.
Absolutely nothing except
lore things.
excuses.
More lore things.
Yes. Right. I will bid you good day.
Bye.
Later.
Yeah, whatever.
So spoilers out of the way. We talked a little bit about it because Respawn hasn't played it. So, but there was only a little bit. But what is missing from the end of the season is the exotic ship. Now, I vaguely remember something in either a Jarv video or a Houndish video saying that there is going to be some kind of monument to fallen guardians and Elixni. And I don't know whether that's something in the tower or it's going to be in the Botswana area that we have to kind of visit and just kind of go kneel at and pay respects to. But I feel that maybe there's another beat to come after this week, after the next reset, I'm guessing, on Tuesday, that we go and pay our respects, and then we get this kind of exotic ship just for free.
There was a video that was in my feed this week.
Mhm.
I didn't get to watch the whole thing because I had to jump on a plane. But in the beginning of it, it's showing a quest line that you have to talk to the blacksmith lady, right? The forge lady.
Right.
And that's a
Yeah.
quest line to give you an exotic ship.
Okay.
So have you guys heard anything about that, or was that a one-off? Again, I didn't watch the video because I got on a plane. But yeah, no,
What was
is
the
that
name
what
of the
you're
ship?
talking about? I don't know.
He didn't get that far. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to Ada this week. I've played a little bit of competitive Crucible, ran the Grandmaster Nightfall with Nitedemon, and that's really all I've done. And deleted weapons on my hunter.
Hey, you're doing Grandmaster competitive?
And-
Look at you, dude.
I know. I finally. Well, see, it's because they didn't, make the. I benefited directly from not having to grind light level all season long. I was actually at. My demon's like, "Are you actually at the 1335?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm like 1336. Thank you."
You're higher
you
light.
I
appreciate
actually
what
benefited from
Bungie
not
did?
having to grind light all season.
No.
Well, no. He's a higher light, but he was just impressed that I was actually at the light I needed to be at to do the activity. When normally it's like, yeah, I'm like 6 levels below. Fine, it'll be fine. Trust me.
So Bungie at the start of the week put out a silly little challenge on
Challenge.
Twitter. to say if they got, was it 777,000 likes or just 77,000 likes, 777?
Which
Yeah,
happened in
seven
about
thousand
14
seven
seconds.
hundred seventy-seven.
It was, yeah, it was like,
Yeah,
why would you
I think
do
I said
that?
it was like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's like 5 hours later, you crush it. So you should have done 77,000. I go, yeah, you should have, because that would have actually taken maybe a day.
Maybe a day. But it was, if you like this tweet, then we will reveal next season's mods for you. And they did. Happy Champion Hunting Guardians.
Yeah, they
Season of
did.
Redacted arrives
Oh
on
my
24th
God.
of August. We have Auto Rifle as our barrier. We have
Yep.
As it should
Linear Fusion Rifle and Fusion Rifle as our... no, it's not Unstoppable, is it? The square?
be. Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, Unstoppable. Yeah, Unstoppable is Fusion Rifle, Pulse Rifle, and Sidearm.
Oh, yes. And then
Oh
our
my God.
bows are for
Telesto,
Overload.
the toaster.
Bows. Respawn. Bows are Overload.
They've always been overload. Have you not seen the heavy? Oh no, that's
And
unstoppable.
there's one. Yeah, and there's one more Overload that they sort of didn't come out and say, but sort of alluded
Yes.
to. It being, mightier than the sword and all. Or mightier than the pen. I'm good at things.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a pen mod.
Yeah. You grab your notebook out, you interview the enemy, and ask them annoying questions until they want to
Little-
fall over dead.
little
It's
big
very
pen.
very sensible. I don't see how it could fail.
So
Mhm.
what's
Oh, come on,
what's,
pilot pens
what's
at least.
the sword for? Is the sword for unstoppable?
Overload.
Overload.
Yeah, so your overloads are going to be bow if you want to stand back, sword if you want to get right up in there, unstoppable sidearm, which no, it's not a thing, pulse
No.
rifle and fusion rifle, and then anti-barrier auto rifles, which
Oh my
that's
God.
just a lovely
Oh,
collection of mods.
fusion
I
sword.
like it.
Boom. That's my loadout next season. Booyah. Slot 1,
Fair enough.
fusion. Slot 2, bow. Slot 3, sword.
Sword.
Sword. There's a W. You
Fair
have to
enough.
say sword.
Now,
I'm just going to dual wield the Telesto and the Jotun, because when you make the Telesto
Plus,
unstoppable,
You can do that.
all bets are off.
so Bungie talk about fine tuning. Each season gives exciting opportunities for pieces of the sandbox to move up or down. Activities and encounters are one piece of the puzzle, providing fresh challenges for Guardians to take on with a plethora of tools in their toolbox. This week, the Armor and Expressions team has some notes on how a few of your tools are changing. Some will be slightly more limited in dominating your enemies, but still perfectly viable options to take into battle. Some will be getting hotter. I don't know what that means, but we'll kind of have a look. Team. We're not naming
Hey,
anybody in
speaking of
case.
armor, personal question for you two.
No, not yet.
No. I want to know. I'm just curious. 5-second answer, right? You know when you posted that link to build your armor sets based on your stats, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can either one of you build triple 100?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, we can. Right, moving on. So team. So we're not singling out anybody to kind of throw darts out on a dartboard. Hello from your loyal blacksmiths working at our digital forge. Over the next few seasons, we're aiming to bring some exotic armor outliers back into line. Though this does mean that some overperforming favourites are going to get a little off the top, it also means that we're going to inject some excitement into these less popular choices. First, we'll start with something that's been at the top of our minds for many controller players since Destiny 2 was released, followed by details on our upcoming balance pass. So this is something really exciting that I kind of wanted to get your take on this, Respawn. Controller sensitivity and traction. So apparently the traction mod felt mandatory in PvP on controller and unnecessary on mouse and keyboard. This felt to be more appropriate as an accessible option rather than a balanced choice. Players, including us, have also long felt that the maximum 10 sensitivity wasn't enough on controller. I think this was something you mentioned last week. So we're making
That's
some
exactly
changes to
what I
bring
mentioned
controller
last
inputs
week.
closer
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
closer input controller inputs closer to what they are with keyboard and mouse. So they're going to add a sprint turn speed scaler option, allowing values of 0.3 to 0.8. They've removed the traction mod. They're adding an additional controller sensitivity option. So at the moment it goes from 1 to 10, and then this is going to go up even further. 11 to 20 is going to increase over that. They've also added an ADS sensitivity modifier, allowing values of 0.5 to 1.5. Respawn, what does this actually mean for controller players in comparison to mouse and keyboard? Shall we start with like the sprint turn values? What does that mean, allowing values of 0.3 to 0.8 in sprint turn speed scalar options? Do you have that on mouse and keyboard?
No, we
Or
have
do
we
any of
have
those words mean any
DPI on
sense?
mouse and keyboard, right? So what a DPI does is, the higher your DPI is, the less you have to move the mouse. It's kind of like a sensitivity.
Okay.
Right? It's exactly a
Dots
sensitivity.
per
Yeah.
inch.
So
So you can turn tighter
that's what we have.
with your
And
movement, I'm
that-
guessing.
with your everything, yeah, with your anything that has to do with the mouse movement, you can scale it up, and there's almost no limit to it because some mice can get up to like ungodly like 30,000 DPI or some insane number, right? I play on anywhere between 2 and 4,000, right? And 4,000 is really fast for me. So you can climb all the way up to 30,000 if you're a psychopath, right? So adding the ability for the controller to kind of match that same movement is definitely going to be helpful, and especially the traction, right? Because on a mouse and keyboard, right? Okay, so for example, on controller, you have to turn. You only have left or right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to press left or you have to press
Yep.
right to turn your character. With a mouse, we just have to like pull it backwards, and our character does an instant 180. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's just how it is. Like you don't even have to walk backwards, right? Because our WASD is our walk functions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we can just pull the mouse back, and we're instantly facing the other direction without even having to turn. It's just like blam, flip. So upping the sensitivity and the turning radius and how fast that turning radius is on the controller is going to help match that type of movement, right? That's exactly what I was talking about last week. Is like, the mouse and keyboard players can turn and jump and just do all kinds of insanity way the controller players can.
So we
This is
can
their way.
controller players are going to get close to what mouse and keyboard are going to be able to
No.
do, but not.
It'll be better. It's not going to be
We
on
can
par.
closer.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be improved. It's not going to be on par because obviously a mouse just gives you much more flexibility.
Yeah.
But we're going to have, if you've wanted more sensitivity or to be able to turn your radius up or down or make your ADS more or less sensitive, you can do that on controller now. We'll have more flexibility to it. Is it going to match mouse and keyboard? No. Is it going to be a little bit closer? Yeah. We at least have more.
I'm just curious how
We
how
can
they're
make
gonna
things more
handle
sensitive
dead
and
zone and
tweak things we
acceleration.
haven't tweaked before.
See, this is
Like,
quite exciting.
it is, as long as they like. I don't know. Last week I couldn't remember the name, right? I remember it's called dead zone and acceleration, right?
Yeah.
Dead zone is how much you can move the joystick before your character actually starts to respond to the movement, right? And acceleration is how fast your character goes from sitting still to going full speed into said movement,
Mhm.
right? And almost every game that uses a controller has some level of dead zone acceleration in it, right? So that I hope that they are also gonna just like remove the dead zone and acceleration entirely, because if they don't do that, then it's just not gonna match up to mouse
Well,
and
it's up-
keyboard turning radius.
I mean,
If you have to like
can't,
wait,
can you though?
can you what?
I mean, like it seems like that's like not like just like removing that whole acceleration in the dead zone. It seems like some of that's just like
I mean,
give with the
it is a
controller.
thing you
Like
can
there
do.
will always be a little bit of that. I mean, I
it
think
is a
it'll
thing that
be
you can
maybe
do. I don't know if
decreased.
Bungie's gonna do it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like at least if you max your sensitivity out to 20, at least the little like hair trigger. Hey, I want to move or I want to. It seems like you'll get more response out of that way. I don't know if it'll be, obviously not the same thing as like having any sort of give removed from it, but at least it'll make it, make it more
What's
responsive.
interesting about this is
Because I haven't mentioned
yeah.
it.
What's also interesting about this is that they haven't said that this is going to be for the newer gen consoles. This is just going to be controller sensitivity and traction So I'm guessing original Xbox Ones, PS4s, as long as it can play the game and you're playing controller on it, these will be included. Whereas the new versions, like the Series X and the PS5, can go up to 120 frames for Crucible, and the field of view's opened up even more. This is going to be across the board. But the only thing that I see as an issue is that when my sensitivity on my Series X is, I think it's quite high because of the speed that I'm playing at. But when I go back and I play on my old console, my Xbox One or the Xbox One X, I find that I look at just my sensitivity is completely off with how I'm used to playing. So it's really hard for me to I don't know how that's gonna
So you
work.
feel like you're moving slower on the older console? That's what you're saying?
No,
What are you getting
I
at?
feel that I get a no. It's really weird. I feel that my look sensitivity is quite high because of the way the game plays on the Series X. But when I go and play on the Xbox One, I feel that I'm not actually. It's just all over the place. It feels a lot faster looking around. I'm like not actually in control of my character as much. I have to
Are
lower the
you sure that your
sensitivity down.
sensitivities aren't completely different on
No, it's the same.
the
I
consoles?
checked. Yes, I checked.
Well,
Are you
well,
okay? You
well,
checked.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, same sensitivities, but it's on
yeah.
different hardware. Like that sensitivity is, you're gonna have on a newer console, I assume, quicker reaction. It'll be able to process things faster. I have the same problem going, well, not the same, but I have a similar experience going between the original Xbox One and the Xbox One X. Like there's some things where it just doesn't handle as well. It just doesn't run as quick. Like it feels a
It's
little bit different
perception,
just because it's like you
right?
can almost feel like the game is not responding as quick as I expect it to be, or it's just enough off where it's not like, hey, my settings are wrong, but it's just enough off that like my reaction and my
Yeah.
muscle memory is
I
off
think
because of
that's
it.
partly.
And that's
Yeah.
the part where it's like, yeah, it'll be exciting to have these features, but it's also you almost have to like reteach yourself how to like your timing and stuff may be a little bit off while you sort of reteach yourself those new timings with the new console or the new settings or whatever whatever you're changing. It's going to feel a little bit different, and it's going to mess with you a little bit at
I
first.
think that's the idea though. Is okay. So I don't have a new console, so I have no in this fight. But how do you guys know it's not just like a perception thing? Because if you have more frames per second,
Well,
the screen
it
is
could totally be a
smoother,
perception
so
thing.
it might give the appearance that you're moving faster. But like if you put it,
Right,
you might
right.
actually
Well,
still be moving at the same speed. You know?
right, totally. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it might be moving the same speed, but yeah, I'm perceiving it one way or the
Yeah.
other. Or just the hardware limitation. It may be running the same, but it can't quite hit those same frames. Whatever it may be, it just feels a little bit different.
It does feel different. It feels off, and I think I had to lower my sensitivity. And then when I came to play on the Series X again, I felt really it was jarring again because I was like, oh yeah, I've got to alter and remember to alter those settings again. But anyway.
And y'all keep making fun of me whenever I complain about having the Xbox after being on PC. But last time we did a raid, Andy hopped on with us, and he's all like, "Oh my god, this is horrible." I'm like, "Right? You see what I'm talking about, dude? It is.
Well, yeah,
Oh my god,
it's like
like
going from
you're on a motorcycle and then you just hit a wall. It's just like, bam. God.
It's like going from a brand new Xbox to a 3-generation old Xbox. Yeah, it's the same thing, quote unquote, but it is not the same experience at all.
Well, no, for me it's even worse because I lose field of view. I lose all kinds of stuff. I have the older Xbox One. I don't have the new one, so I don't have the field of view slider or anything.
Yeah, that
Right, right. Neither do I.
I lose half my screen real estate. I'm moving slower. All kinds of stuff, man. It's like, oh my god, it's terrible.
Right, I'm agreeing with you.
I think the thing is with the field of view, I didn't notice it as much until I go to the tower. When I'm playing the game, because I've played the game so much in the spaces that I've played for so many years on the old Xboxes, I'm kind of it's not as jarring as when I go to the tower. I'm like, oh yeah, my character's literally there on the screen, whereas on the Series X, he's kind of on the screen, but then there's a lot of real estate around him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Absolutely. Like on some of the things that I had to stream before, when I streamed it on the Xbox, like when we had to watch the moon or whatever to see what event was gonna not the moon, the Traveler, to see what event was gonna happen, you know,
Mhm.
the Traveler took up almost my entire screen, right? But later on that day, I jumped on the PC because I was at I was able to jump on my PC, and then I had the Traveler and a bunch of crap around the Traveler. You know, the field of view matters like a lot, and I mean it is heavily noticeable. I don't know how you don't notice it, but I notice it like night and day, black and white, left and right, up and down, good and bad.
He just said he did
Yeah.
notice it, not in everything, but like it's noticeable. Yeah, I mean it's you're literally seeing more of the picture. So yeah, it's noticeable. And it's different going between consoles or platforms.
But anyway, I'm looking forward to these controller changes. I'm looking forward to kind of playing around with them and seeing what they can kind of do, and seeing if it does help improve like some kind of gameplay.
I see what's happening. Okay, so you're not roboting out. I'm missing some of your words.
Okay.
So if the last two arguments agreed with you, you're like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I did part, right? So like you're not roboting out like you usually are. I'm just like missing words that you say. It's like, what do you mean you don't notice?
So they've also made some changes to a number of the the super generating exotics. They sort of said we're gonna hit all these. So basically all they've done to this short list of exotics is each individual hit from the exotic will give you more of your super back. Like you will generate more super per hit, but they're gonna cap it overall at 50%. So you're not gonna get any more of your super back than 50% from Shards of Galanor, Ursa Furiosa, Skull of Dire Amankara, Phoenix Protocol, Storm Dancer's Brace, and Geomax Stabilizers. And Geomax Stabilizers is also getting the additional hit of they've removed the sprint to top off your super. Let's be honest, because of PvP. They were like, this was basically getting used in PvP. So you can no longer sprint to top off your super with the Geomags.
I don't know why you're
Why
angry.
didn't they just do that for PvP only?
Are you a warlock? Do
No,
you
because
care?
no.
He
Look, if
doesn't
I'm going
really
to
know.
play
He
something besides a hunter, it would be a warlock. But that was like the best exotic, man, and they should have just removed it for PvP, not entirely. Damn, Bungo. You
Well, I mean,
suck.
they're making it hit across the board, and that's one of the outliers. And I mean, they basically said PvP is part of the reason it's. And basically, we want to remove it. Hey, it's also beginning of using PvP. That gives us a good reason to say, hey, here's what we're doing. Which I mean, I think I appreciate that I can get more super back per instance. So yeah, if I had Charged Galanor, Ursa's, whatever on, I'm happy I can at least get more of my super back each with each tick, with each instance. But the cap at 50%, fine. I mean, there's enough other ways between orbs and thresh and other ways to earn super. It doesn't feel like the end of the world
Well,
that they've capped it at.
that's good
I
and
can only
bad.
get half of my super back at a time.
That's good and bad because outside of very specific examples like Gambit and Final Boss, Shards of Galanor, whenever you kill things, you
Yeah,
hardly get
I mean,
any
that-
super back. Right? In the beginning, you'd get a bunch of super back, and then
Yeah.
they nerfed the hell
And
out
then
of
it was
it.
varied, isn't
So
it?
now
Now
it only
varied.
varies
It just
specific instances when you get all of your
It
super back
depends
at once.
now, doesn't it? It's a chance. It was a
Yeah. The only time you get more than just like a sliver of your super pack is either A in Gambit, and special conditions have to be met in Gambit. I'm not getting into that. And B, Final Boss for the new raid. That's it. Other than that, even if you hit a bunch of yellow bars and a bunch of group, you might get a third of it back, maybe.
Right.
Pre-nerf,
Yeah.
pre-buff
But
that they're gonna do, or pre-nerf, or whatever the hell it is they're gonna do.
well, in addition, they are boosting the amount you'll get per hit. Again, the cap is still 50%, but basically
I like that.
each hit they've increased. They just say they increase it. They just say increase the amount. How much? Who knows? But at least so you should be seeing more. I'm hoping their goal is to say you'll get close to 50% every time, or their goal is to get you 50% if you hit if you're in a target rich environment. But it's going to cap you at 50, but it should get you to 50% quicker. So yeah, I mean, it's a trade-off. You won't get as much overall, but it won't be quite as hard to get anything or make it worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that they've done that change, and it's nice that I think the Storm Dancer's Brace Also now refunds up to 50% of your super energy after your super ends. Because it didn't do that to start off with. Is that the one that just kind of...
What is that?
That's the Warlock piece, isn't it? The one that scales up every time you get a kill. It does more damage. That's one that you got your medals on, wasn't it, Peroty? You got your 7th column.
That's what I was trying to remember now. I think so. Yeah, I think that's the one that gives you
kill,
more damage as you do damage.
That kind of sounds OP.
I'm trying to look. I think I've got one in my vault. No, I don't.
Every time you got a kill, it scaled up in the amount of damage that you put out. And didn't it last longer? I can't remember. But I vaguely remember you getting a 7th column with it because you managed to kill like the whole team as they were running towards you. As you were going towards their base, they then respawned and you killed them again because you just like would just putting out so much damage.
Yep. Yeah. That's one. Each enemy you defeat with Storm Trance increases the damage you deal with Storm Trance. Yeah. So that's one where if you're in a target rich environment, like I was, racing to the spawn on the other enemy's base. Yeah. As they respawn, you get that kill, and each kill you get makes you, allows you to deal more damage. That's what I honestly I read all the Warlock ones and was like, I remember what half of these are. That was not one I remembered offhand.
And you say that I secretly flex. He's got a 7th column. I haven't got a 7th column. He's got a 7th column. I haven't got a 7th column in Destiny 1.
I've got a 7th column.
And see, I haven't got one.
Exactly one.
I haven't got one.
Even a stopped clock is right twice a day. That's how I play Destiny. Even I can get things when the time is absolutely right. I also killed 20 people in Iron Banner without dying the other day too. So I mean,
I've done that.
Stranger things have happened. And that was just a hard light in a corner with a friend with a hard light in the same corner going, come on, run down the hallway. It'll be fun.
Were you wearing the War Pig? Is that how you just kind of kept going?
I honestly don't even remember. Pan and I were on, and it was I can't remember what map we were on. One of the ones inside where they just kept running down the corners. It's like, we have hard lights. This hallway is ours, and they just weren't smart enough to realize that we live there now and they shouldn't come here anymore.
Retunes and reworks. The net fact of changes is focused on injecting some more power and excitement into less popular choices. There are a few exotics that miss the boat this time that need some extra special attention, like a certain pair of hunter boots. I added that laugh. And a lot more could benefit from a nudge more.
Oh my god! I was so happy when I saw that for the Bombardier.
No, we were laughing at the point a certain pair of hunter boots have missed being tuned. But next time, so you've got another season, or maybe even a half a season to play with them. You and your stompies.
I actually rarely use the stompies.
Yes, that's you. You're not a typical PvP hunter. Anyway, hunters, you're getting some wicked changes. I do like the sound of these. Your bombardiers. So these are your exotic boots that when you dodge, they drop a bomb. And is it like a couple of seconds time?
Dude, I've got a legit smile on my face. I can't fight right now.
It's a couple of seconds when you drop the bomb and they explode. So the bomb now has a secondary effect based on your subclass type. So if you are Arc, you will blind people. If you're on Solar, you will burn people. If you are Stasis, you will slow people. And if you are Void, you will suppress. Note, the suppression will not affect a Guardian in supers.
But I would hope would affect a Guardian trying to get into a super. Because there is nothing better than suppressing someone who wants to use a super and now cannot.
Yes.
So wait, it suppresses them unless they're in a super?
I know this is quite hard for you. Think of it as a Titan grenade that you throw out and you suppress somebody before they're popping their super.
I thought Titan grenades pop them out of their supers too.
Well,
we do. We get that ability, but if you throw it out quick enough, you can stop people from getting into the super first. Anyway, what I could see this working really well with is stasis, because if you dodge and you slow them to start off with, they can't get out of the way for the bomb to explode. So you do have a possibility of then following up with a melee or even a shotgun or fill in the blank, as Respawn likes to say.
Yep.
Also the same for Arc with your blindness.
We can already slow them.
Not with the bombardiers, you can't.
Without you can. If you're okay, so I've been doing it since Stasis came out, okay? there is a shard or a fragment, or I forget which one it is.
Well, now you can do it without
But
that.
when you use your dodge,
Yeah.
you pop well, yeah, but now it'll be like a double freeze because like.
Well, no, because you can use a different
what
fragment.
I've been doing is I
or-
dodge to slow them down so that the bomb is guaranteed to hit.
No, but you could
hit
use a
them,
different
And
fragment.
now what this does is
You can use a different fragment. You don't have to have that.
I
They're
know,
intrinsic
but
on.
you also
They're
just use it as a
intrinsic
double
on your
slow.
bombardiers.
Be kind of cool.
So you can
If
mix,
it stacks.
match. If it stacks, it probably won't stack because they probably unstacked. Moving on to Graviton
don't
Forfeit. So
No,
this is
it
your
happens at
exotic
2
helmet.
different times, dude. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh my god. Graviton Forfeit.
And the other hunters out there, the dodge is an
Oh.
immediate freeze. The bombardier won't freeze until the bomb detonates. That's a good second
No,
and a
they
half,
haven't
2
said that.
seconds between
They
freezes.
haven't said that. Where were you reading? You haven't even read the TWAB
So
this week.
just
When you
so
dodge,
what's gonna
you will
trigger
freeze
it? It's gonna
somebody.
trigger before the bomb detonates? No, but I'm telling you, the fragment immediately freezes upon dodge. And the bombardier effect is going to happen when the bomb detonates.
It doesn't say that.
Otherwise,
it just says
why-
the bomb now has a secondary effect based on your subclass type. It doesn't
The
say.
bomb has a secondary
Yes, it doesn't
effect,
say when the
which
bomb
means it would have to
explodes. It doesn't
detonate.
say when the bomb explodes.
Okay, so just looking at the bomb,
When you drop the bomb, I'm
you're
guessing
gonna freeze.
that you freeze, you blind or burn somebody, and then you get the bomb exploding.
That's not
Because
gonna-
otherwise, what's the point of it doing that secondary point of exploding and then not actually doing anything
I
if
bet
somebody's
you-
out of the way?
I will play my Titan for a season. If
No, you won't.
if I will if that triggers without the bomb detonating, I'll play my Titan for a season. Because I'm telling you, that's how it's gonna work.
I don't think anybody cares anymore.
I'm holding you to that.
Okay.
Exclusively for a whole season.
Whole season, I will play my Titan.
Okay. Graviton Forfeit, which is your exotic helmet, increases the bonus invisibility duration. So this is the one that when you get I think it's a melee hit, or is it any? No, it's actually it's any invisibility, isn't it? Any invisibility, like from your smoke grenade, or if you dodge and go invisible,
Or
this
dodge, all that
increases
good stuff.
the bonus invisibility duration. The melee regeneration speed now increased based on the number of enemies you are near. Whilst you're invisible, your recovery is greatly increased and your weapons reload more quickly. Lucky Pants. They've added an
Yeah.
intrinsic hand cannon holster mod, replacing previous functionality with the following. When you ready a fully loaded hand cannon that deals kinetic damage or damage matching your subclass energy type for a short time, each hit against a combatant which is not in PvP from that hand cannon increases in damage in the next shot. Not in PvP, only in PvE. Note, no Hawkmoon will be able to one-shot a raid boss using these legs. Other hand cannons will get the fun edge in combat though. What is a hand cannon holster mod? A new kind of mod that reloads stowed weapons. More on that below. So that's kind of cool, isn't it? That, you know, you could stow your last word, it automatically reloads, you get pop it back out. I like it.
You're thinking too small. Remember how it says every bullet's gonna get stronger, right? If we
Not
take
in
it at face
PvP.
value,
Not
I
in
know,
PvP.
I know. I'm not talking PvP. I'm not talking.
Well, I'm
PvP.
talking PvP. That's why I use my lucky pants, man.
I'm talking if it gets stronger with every bullet indefinitely until the magazine ends. That's what I'm thinking. 42 round hand cannon. Let's go.
Titans are precious scars. The exotic helmet that I will not be getting or wearing at all, Bungie, will now also create a burst of healing and a bonus recovery around you when you kill an enemy with a weapon whose damage type matches your subclass type. No, still not doing it.
So I mean, at least it'll do something that doesn't involve you dying first, or reviving or being revived. So at least it's better in a meaningful way. But yeah, still not one I'm going to use either.
Was it too? He disappeared that whole time when he was describing what it does.
It will give you a burst of healing and bonus recovery around you whenever you kill an enemy with a weapon whose damage type matches your subclass type. So think of this as the one-eyed mask with an energy weapon.
And that's in PvP, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing so. It says enemy.
Yeah, they
Doesn't-
haven't.
So they
haven't said
they
it.
went
It
out of
isn't.
their way to make sure that the hunter buff doesn't work in PvP, but the Titans probably will. It's par for the course, I
Look,
guess.
they took away the
course it
one-eyed
is.
mask. They've got to secretly give something else back to us. Look,
They
we're
took
not
the
going.
one-eyed mask away after letting you use it for 2 years.
It's still a garbage exotic, and no one's going to use it.
Look, it's basically using the Soros with a chance at getting. What else? Is it the Soros or is it the other? There's another weapon, isn't it, that gives you? Oh, is it Crimson? It's basically using the Crimson. When you get a kill with the Crimson, it automatically reloads and gives you that recovery and health, doesn't it? So it's basically that. That's all it is.
You're not helping your case at all.
I know I'm not. I'm just kind of just underlining it.
So basically, you get a crimson effect all the time. Lovely.
But I have to have a weapon that matches my energy type. So it won't
Yeah,
work with stasis
obviously.
unless I'm rocking a stasis energy weapon,
And that would
which
be
there are
way
very
too
few and far
hard.
between at the
Yeah.
moment.
And you have to, and you have to get a kill. So you still have to kill things for this to proc. It's not like you're just doing damage and procking every 5 seconds.
It's
You have to
probably
get a kill for it to proc.
and it's probably the same as every other thing. Is if you get shot in the time that it's regenning, it will stop regenning and giving you your health back, so you'll still be in that damaged state. Anyway, our Icefall Mantles, which are exotic gauntlets that when we pop them, that gives us that kind of ice overshield. They've removed the slow class ability recharge scaler. So I think this is once you've popped them, it then slowly recharges after the fact that after it runs out. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Am I thinking that?
Yeah. Basically, once you pop them, you don't your ability doesn't recharge at all while it's active. The Icefall Mantle effect has to wear off before your ability starts to recharge for you to use it again. So they've removed that. And they say they remove the slower ability recharge. Well, slower seems to be 0, so it will go better than 0 now, which is maybe not fast, but I guess you have to wait for it to end before you get another one.
So whenever you pop your icicles, you can't use your shield.
No.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what change has been made. I don't understand.
Well, once you've
so the Icefall Mantle, it replaces your shield. It replaces the barricade. And currently today, if you use it while the Icefall Mantle overshield is active, your class ability does not recharge at all.
Okay.
So they've removed that.
It's okay.
Yeah, so like it will now recharge at some level while it's active. Is basically all it is. They use a lot of words to say that.
Yeah, the Icefall Mantle is the one where you wear your shield, right? Yeah.
yes,
I
that's
remember.
the one.
That's what was throwing me off.
Replacing your barricade makes you a slow tank.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. I'm tracking.
Okay, moving on to the Warlocks. Verity's Brow. So this is your exotic Warlock helmet. That I can't remember what it looks like. It's an exotic helmet. Doesn't matter what it looks like.
Yeah, it's one of the very silly looking ones.
So change the trigger when you get a weapon kill that matches your subclass energy type. So it increases grenade damage bonus to 20% per stack, up from 10%. And that's it. That's the extra thing.
Yeah, because I mean, it already does. Energy weapon kills give you the death throws, which provide a bonus to your damage of your grenades and grant you grenade energy. And when you have the death throw active and throw a grenade, nearby allies also gain increased grenade regen for a short time. So they're just making it better.
Yeah. The Stag. So this is one that looks like a stag on your face. Grants damage reduction to allied guardians standing in your rifts. 25% against combatants and 15% against players. So they've actually split that one, so you know what's happening. Promethean Spur, so I think these are the boots, aren't they? The exotic boots for the Warlocks. Has additional functionality. While standing in a rift, solar weapon kills give you class ability energy. When your class ability energy is full, solar weapon kills consume that energy and spawn a combination healing/empowered rift at a target's location.
Yeah, which sounds like the way I read that is like if I'm here and I've got my energy full and I get that kill, wherever I've gotten that kill, a rift is going to spawn with the combo healing and empowering. Is that how you read that? Like it's not
Yeah.
where you're standing; it's where you get that kill. It'll be over,
So
somewhere else.
if like you snipe a thrall, yeah, like if you snipe a thrall, wherever you just killed that thrall at is where that rift is going to appear.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
I mean, that one just seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a
I
bit
mean,
like
it
the
depends.
sunspots for the Titans, really, that you can just move from spot to spot. And
Mm-hmm. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about it like the sunspots, but yeah, I just love the hey, let's go over there, let's kill a thing over there, move to that spot, and here's a nice combo rift that you don't have to die
I mean,
for to take
it'd be
effect.
great for like Grandmaster Nightfalls, right? You need to move up, right? So you pop a thrall that's in a place where you want to be, and you kill him, and you move
Right.
up, and you heal as soon as you
well,
get there. So yeah,
currently
sounds good.
the Promethean spurs currently the Embers of Light. While Daybreak is active, defeating combatants or guardians creates a healing and empowering rift at their location. So it's basically the same thing, but you have to have your ability energy to be full, and then get a solar weapon kill that consumes that energy. So it's only going to be once your ability energy is filled up that you'll be able to get that. So it's not going to be like the Titans. It's going to be similar to the Titans sunspots. So you'll be able to run from one place to the next. So as long as you've got 100% recovery or mods on that recharge your wells quicker, you can then use that energy to then get another kill and move to another well. But then you get the healing and empowering rift at that location.
And you
Might
don't
be
have to
quite
be,
nice.
and it sounds like you don't have to be in the Daybreak to use it.
No,
Like, you don't have to be
No.
in your super for this to
you
take
just have
effect.
to have
whereas
rift
currently you
energy
do.
for it to kind
That's
of
correct.
trigger and
Yeah.
get the solar weapon kill. So this might be another good one: Promethean Spur and the Jotuns. I could
Okay.
see that I might be playing a bit more Warlock next season.
Yeah, they really give the Warlock some love,
Definitely.
which I mean
They've
feels
given
like
me
they need, because I feel like we spent last season saying how broken all the Warlocks were in one way or another.
Yeah. So again, as we said last week, they haven't given us all the patch notes of what's going to be changing. They say keep your eyes open for other changes coming in the wake of these as well. Our goal for the next few seasons, especially following the launch of the Witch Queen, is to increase the variety of fun and powerful choices available to players in PvE and PvP alike. But then, as we said last week, they don't tell you everything that's happening in the TWABs. It all goes in the patch notes, and they get released on the day as the patch goes out with the new season. On the 24th of August, did we mention that? And then there's a live stream as well that's happening around the same time. So tune into Bungie for that.
Indeed. So, there was that whole we talked about the Lucky Pants, getting luckier and having yet a new type of mod that we didn't have before.
Not PvP. Whatever.
No, you're not listening.
Hunters are fine PvP, they'll be fine. So Bungie also did a little bit of tweaking to the, finders, as they say, finders, scavengers, and holsters. Oh my. Yeah. So they said a lot of words that basically said, we think it's too easy to get, a whole bunch of special ammo for certain weapons in PvP, so we're going to tune that economy a little bit. So the ammo finders,
PvE as well. They said for PvP and PvE.
True, they did say both, but let's be honest. When they say both, they really just mean PvP.
Yeah, they do mean PvP.
So for your ammo finders, your primary weapon kills are going to have an increased chance to spawn ammo, and exotic primaries are going to increase that chance even more. So we're going to have more primary ammo, or at least get more ammo on primary kills. So you can't just run around with your shotgun getting more ammo for your shotgun. You have to use your kinetic weapon to get your ammos back.
Yeah, but think about the sweet business in PvP when you get a kill like every now and then, and you do run out sometimes if you're using your Warpig
if you're doing it right.
Yeah. So I've constantly run out of primary ammo, and this now is going to give us a chance to get more primary ammo. So I'm all in on this one. I like this one.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, half the time when I'm in PvP, I'm not running any special ammo anyway because I don't want you to get more ammo. I want you to be sad when you kill me and get nothing. For all of those.
Yeah, but in PvE, I don't ever use anything except my grenade launcher, so that's gonna hit me hard. If it's gonna be harder to get special ammo, that's gonna.
Well, we haven't got there yet.
If you're trying to use your scavenger mods, thinking I'm going to put all my scavengers on and they're going to stack, they no longer stack. That's it. Scavenger mods don't stack anymore. And now our fancy new holster mod. So our holster mod is going to gradually reload your stowed weapon of the matching type over time. So hand cannon mod, auto rifle mod, whatever. So your lucky pants will gradually reload your stowed hand cannons over time. And the new mod does not. The new mod does stack and increases the ammo rate. Increases the rate which the ammo is reloaded. So if you have your lucky pants and you put on some hand cannon mods, you can stack those up and have all your stowed hand cannons and get all the ammo back. And now you're saying, well, what sort of mods am I going to have available? Can I use this on everything? Pretty freaking close. So we'll have holster mods for auto rifles, fusion rifles, hand cannons, except for Ariana's Vow. For some reason, not Ariana's Vow. Pulse rifle, scout rifle, shotgun, sidearm, submachine gun, sniper rifle, trace rifle, linear fusion rifle, machine gun, and then power grenade launchers. So your Anarchy, your Colony, your Crowd Pleaser, your Outrageous Fortunes, those will all have the mods.
But
now
no rocket launchers, no.
Right.
And no,
so there's
no machine guns.
Machine gun is in there. You may have missed that one in the travel time.
Okay.
So the ones basically,
No rocket launcher.
Basically the ones without a holster mod is essentially anything with a magazine size of 1. So your rocket launchers, no holster mods. Your bows, no holster mods. And your breech loaded grenade launchers. Those are your Wither Hordes, your Fighting Lions, Salvager Salvo, Ignition Code, Deafening Whisper. So basically your power grenade launchers will, your kinetic or special grenade launchers will not. Is a short way to remember that. And bows and rocket launchers will not have the holster mod. But everything else will. Except for Ariana's Vow, because Ariana was naughty and has to sit in the corner. Let's pour one out just for a moment for our buddy, the Warmind, which I realize that I apparently type it as warming cells. And warming cells do sound nice on a cold winter night, but not the cells we're talking about this evening. So Bungie says, to be blunt, Warmind cells, they're too powerful. Their intention with the Warmind cells was to make them powerful, but then eventually, move away and make room for new things to come. Well, that hasn't really happened, so they need to give the Warmind cells a little loving nudge. So starting this next season on the 24th, have we mentioned the 24th? It's all on the 24th of August. All your Warmind cells, they're going to reduce the radius of explosion from 10 meters down to 6 meters, and they're going to reduce the damage of the explosion caused from a range of 200 to 400 to a range of 50 to 250. So basically they're about halving the amount of damage you're going to be able to do. A quarter to a half damage of what they did before. So a little less explosion range, a little less explosive damage. So Pan, when you pick the Warmind cell up and throw it on somebody's face, it's going to hurt them a little less than it did before. But if it's on their face, your 6 meters won't matter because it's real close. Your global reach mod, that mod cost is going to increase from 1 to 3. So your global reach only costs 1, is going to cost 3 to apply it, and it reduces the amount of radius increase from 20 meters to 10 meters. So again, it has to be closer, and it's going to cost more to use. Your cellular suppression mod is going to reduce the duration of suppression down 1 second, from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, so a little less suppression. And your Wrath of Rasputin will be a little less wrathful, also getting a reduced bonus of the solar damage. Currently it does 100 to 200 damage. Now it's going to do 25 to 100 damage. So again, it's getting, half to a quarter damage of what it did before. So your Warmind cells getting a bit of a hit. Still fun to stick to people's faces.
Time to pull out CWL mods again. Damn it.
So maybe you might think Elemental Wells. Those are things. The Elemental Wells now has an increased chance to spawn... Elemental Armaments now has an increased chance to spawn an Elemental Well based on the tier of the enemy defeated, so a little more useful. And the Font of Might's base duration has been increased to 10 seconds and increased the damage bonus provided from 10% to 25%. So, Elemental Wells are in, Warmind cells are out. So, again, just tweaking those a little bit, Bungie saying, Warmind cells have been around for a while, since they haven't sort of gone out of... gone the way they hoped they would. They're just giving them a little shove. And now there's some guy who's going to bring us some guns or something. That's I don't think we need to talk about
It's me. I can talk about this.
Is it? You sure there's some man bringing some sort of fabric made of metal somewhere?
Yes, there's Iron Banner again, like last season. Lord Saladin is bringing some fresh new weapons to the fold for Guardians to earn in this Iron Banner in next season. It's not going to be on the 24th. It's probably going to be like a couple of weeks into the season. Probably going to have to wait till September. Oh my god! But
That's one additional week, you psychopath. You'll be okay.
Could be 2 or 3 weeks. You never know.
I haven't seen the season yet, so I don't know. But I'm guessing it's going to be September. Maybe not the beginning. We had the Reese Walker, which was our shotgun. And we had the Archon's Thunder, which was our machine gun. But next season, 2 new weapons will make their appearance. The Forge's Pledge Pulse Rifle and the Peace Bond Sidearm. More interested in the Pulse Rifle. Looks pretty cool. Very similar to...
Well, it depends if that sidearm is a Soros frame.
Doesn't look Soros, but then none of them do. They just look like their guns wrapped like the Reese Walker and the machine gun. We just named it.
Does
as
it
the
tell you
machine
what
gun.
frame the sidearm is?
No.
Nope. They just say they have pictures and they say here's the names of them. That's it.
What the pulse rifle, does it look like a high impact or fast fire?
It looks like the Bygones without the sight on the top.
Oh, so it's a mid tier. Gotcha.
It looks like a Bygones, which was a 390 RPM, which was pretty decent. I vaguely remember that one looking pretty decent.
It was meta for a long time.
It was.
The Bygones is beautiful. Do not speak ill of the Bygones. It will come and find you.
It has Bygoned. But now we're going to get the Forge's Pledge Pulse Rifle instead. Which, they look pretty neat. But then do take this with a grain of salt, a salt shaker, whatever you like. It says each new weapon will be available through vendor packages, bounties, match rewards, and the seasonal Iron Banner quest. Now, remember what happened last season?
Eventually.
Last season, remember we had all that panic and people throwing.
Oh, it didn't work that way?
Yeah, they threw the toys out the pram.
No,
they got upset.
You could get one. You did the bounty and you got one of them, so you could technically receive it like they said.
You got the quest. You did the quest.
Just one of them. Yeah, sorry, the quest, not the bounty.
And then it didn't arrive until I think it was the second Iron Banner that you could then turn in packages and get it as in-game rewards. And then they upped to it towards the end. So hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, that they've remembered to put the code in that says drop the weapon at the end of the game. Or when somebody turns
whatever
in
you do,
bounties and
just
things.
don't spend your tokens until Nitedemon tells you whether.
No, wait until a YouTuber
and he got one.
Nitedemon will never tell you to spend your tokens. He's still hoarding tokens from 2014. Don't wait for Nitedemon to tell you.
How many tokens do you have, Demon? How many tokens do you have for Iron Banner?
I actually spent quite a lot of them. I can't remember how many I've got left. I have left, but I can't remember how many.
Enough.
Anyway, because to be honest, I'm quite glad I did save some, because there is a change to Iron Banner for next season. I know we've all seen the armor, and if you haven't seen the armor, then don't worry about it. You're not missing out. But it is a fresh set of armor.
Expect it to be. It's got bells on.
It's got bells. It's got whistles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Look, I feel bad for you guys, but aside from the hunter face, they got it going on. Like that whole armor aesthetic, aside from the sheet on the face, it looks good.
Are you telling me my Zoidberg armor
so just
is
change
not
the
amazing?
way your helmet looks, and the whole piece of armor looks good.
It's pulled from the depths of the Forgotten Seas, where these pieces worn by warriors of the past are ready to battle once more. Introducing the Iron Forerunner set. Now, next season, they'll be introducing the Iron Lord's Pride intrinsic perk through this set. Now, this is what excites me. I'm going to get this set, and I'm going to see if you transmog it, does it still work? That's
tell
my
us what
question.
the bonus does.
Or do I have to wear the silly set? If I have to wear the silly set, then maybe I'm not going to be happy about it.
What
anyway,
set does.
Wearing a piece of this armor grants a small chance of an enhancement prism dropping at the end of an Iron Banner match. Each additional piece worn increases the chance, capping out at 4 pieces total. Defeating your foes with the fury of an iron forge. Show no mercy. So that's quite nice. You've got the ghost that gives you a possibility of a chance at getting the enhancement prism at the end of a match, or enhancement core, depending on what you've got it set up for. And you then have Iron Banner armor at the end of Iron Banner matches. This is amazing. It's actually giving other people more incentive to come into my game mode
Yeah,
to get stuff.
yeah.
Luring people
might
in with a
actually
false
have
sense
to
of
do that.
security before they get
It's-
murdered
I'm
by
at
an
a-
Nitedemon.
Well,
I'm at a
or murder me. I
deficit.
don't mind as long as you come and play in my sandpit. It's fine.
Yeah, just
It's nice and clean.
complain in the sandbox. There's not a Starlock waiting there. I promise you.
No.
So I just
There's
really
some
need to
good
know
idea-
though. While I deeply
though.
enjoy
Broken
the
glass.
the Zoidberg aesthetic, what weapon can I use with one crab claw as an arm? I'm a little unclear here.
Telesto.
That
Telesto's
Juju!
always good.
That Juju's got a skin that looks like that.
Perfect. I like it. Also, every weapon will actually be Telesto when the season starts. It's unstoppable. Remember, Bungie's
yes.
made a terrible, terrible mistake with that.
But what Bungie hasn't made a terrible mistake with is the Prime Game rewards for this season. This is the Fireworks bundle. So the Destiny 2 showcase is coming on August 24th, but before that, Prime Gaming members have a few goodies to tide you over. So if you haven't heard about this, if you link your Amazon Prime account to your Bungie.net account, you can get some sweet loot, as the kids say, down in the hood and all that. Yeah. So we have
your living
I
room
will
while the kids
slap
hang out.
you like a grown ass man.
we have the Fireworks exotic emote. We have the Fastlane exotic Ghost Shell, the Vanishing Point exotic Sparrow, and then just thrown in for good measure, you have some weird Vol Pearl 8 legendary ship. Signing up is easy. Head over to the Prime Gaming support article for the rundown and make sure to link your account on the Prime Rewards website. And then when you want to go in claims like
So no
weapons and
skins this
things,
bundle?
no weapons. Just
Nope.
when you
No
want
weapons.
when you want
Nothing
weapons and
fancy.
stuff, you go to Amanda, who's hiding down in the tower basement, over where Saint 14 hides, and she has some goodies for you.
She's hiding all the other things from all the other bundles you've claimed and then never actually picked up in game because you're just waiting until they become like level 2000.
Yeah.
Or whatever season you find yourself needing any number of exotic weapons.
So what does our player support report tell us, Peroty, this week?
First, they tell you promptly how to file a report. So if you want to complain about a thing or think you have a bug, they'd really like a detailed description of the issue, what you're doing when it occurred, where in the game it occurred, an image or video, if it's available, an error code you received, and what platform and character you're playing on. So when you're reporting things, giving them more information will help them help you. And we reminded you before, but we're going to remind you again. Anything from Season of the Chosen still sitting on your previous season page, grab it by the 24th. Otherwise, it will be gone forever when Season of the Voop starts. Season of the Telesto, Season of the Unstoppable
Be sure to
Telesto.
tell them your screen, your address, your IP address, your MAC address.
Very important. Oh, they have all that already. They'll be fine.
For your Xbox.
And as Respawn reminded you, check on all three characters because all three characters have things you will need, each and every one of them. And also, as it's the end of the season, we have new things. That means new things can break. Players who have a full quest inventory can pick up the as prophesized quest. Players who have a full quest inventory can pick up the as prophesized quest. The quest
I'm
can
guessing
be
can't pick it up.
Yeah, I was like, don't worry, guys, everything's working. Yeah, I'm guessing if you have a full quest inventory, you cannot pick up the as prophesized quest. It will go to your. Actually, it will go nowhere. It'll be available from the quest archive, so you'll have to pick it up again to actually complete it when you have room. At the end of the newest override mission, players should wait for the timer to the end and not press anything so they can view a cutscene. Or press everything and still view the cutscene, because I'm pretty sure I mashed all the buttons and still got the cutscene, but yeah, if for some reason you're not getting the cutscene, wait and be patient.
Button Master 2000!
Exactly. Skip! And you'll see the beautiful cutscene of, good things happening. Some messages in the Helm and Helsinki Quarter don't show subtitles or names. Just to add a little mystery to your life, some players at a fire team won't be able to view the seasonal cutscenes, whether you've waited for them or not. Champions may not spawn in the final boss room of the Warden of Nothing on Grandmaster difficulty. So if you're missing some champions, it may be because they took the day off because they weren't feeling well. Now, if you're playing in French, these Exo Strangers weekly challenges incorrectly tells players to defeat enemies using stasis on Europa. It should actually say defeat enemies while you're not on Europa, because words are hard.
And it's always been that way. So unless they've changed it, they've only just realised this.
Realize it or screwed up the French in the last translation. It's hard to say.
Possibly.
Nitedemon, your
they
solstice.
forgot to add the word "pas," P-A-S. That's what they did.
So Nitedemon, your solstice key fragments may remain in some players' inventories.
No, they
after the
haven't.
Conclusion of the solstice. Well, I mean, they may in some
They
players'
took the
inventories.
boxes. They took the fragments.
remain.
I'm not happy. They weren't. I would have been happy if they'd have left them.
Well,
But they didn't.
Well, some people
No.
were lucky enough to have them left over and can do nothing with them. And finally, the laconic ornament for the last word ejects bullet casings when firing, while the base weapon does not. So if you want to see bullet casings come out of your last word, put the laconic ornament on. Otherwise, it doesn't. Which I'm not sure if that's a bug exactly, but hey, they say it is, so there you go. And movies of the week, Bungie made Nitedemon's job easy and just said, here's a bunch of Grandmaster, videos for you for our movies of the week. And then one NES style Destiny Funtage, which is just good fun because the NES is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And there's some art
Mm-hmm.
and some photos of people dressing up.
Cosplay. Nice crow artwork. And that's 2 sandbox 12s down. One more to go. Next week, fun details on weapons. All your favorite weapons. They're going to make changes to, which make you very, very angry. And all I have to say is, get ready for Season of the Voop. Calling it now. Season of the Voop. No, that's not the official name. Yes, it is Bungie. I'm just excited that Fusion Rifles have a champion mod next season, not to mention the upcoming Fusion Rifle changes, which we'll cover next week. See you again. Cheers, DMG. So, it's Season of the Voop. Let's be honest here. You've made Telesto unstoppable. It's Season of the Voop, whether Bungie wants it to be or not. That's what it's going to be.
I don't know, man. I'm still trying to get over the whole these mods, man. Okay, so the Deepstone Crypt weapons, man, they already reload. How is the weapons that already reload themselves gonna pair up with the mod that reloads them and
Faster reloading. Where is it at the moment? You can. There's that audible click when you hear something reload, like the Wither Horde. You stow it, you wait like about 3 seconds, and it reloads. Maybe with these mods, if you stow something, it reloads quicker. I mean, not as Peroty said, it doesn't stack with the Wither Horde because it doesn't work with it, because it's already got that kind of intrinsic if you've got the catalyst with it. But say if you've got it,
Peroty said that, but Bungie didn't say that.
Say if you've got it on a hand cannon and it takes 3 seconds on that hand cannon, like the True Prophecy, and maybe it cuts every time you put one of these mods on it, it cuts a second off. Maybe it has different scalings for different weapons, and if those weapons have already got
My question was like,
auto-loading holster.
is it just going to load them faster, meaning you hear that clink every sooner, or
Yes.
does it mean that every time we hear that clink, we're just going to get more rounds loaded during the clink?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
He's just going to tell you yes to both of those.
Yes. Everything.
The Deepstone Crypt ones, do those reload while you have them out, or while they're stowed, or both?
Both.
Okay. Yeah, because the mods will only work if it's stowed for one. So, if you have it out, you're just going to have your Deepstone Crypt mod love. And if it's stowed, I assume it would just go a little bit quicker, assuming this works with that and they don't tell us week one.
I'm hoping.
Hey, there's a bug with the Deepstone Crypt ones that blah, 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 blah. Which I would not be surprised to see either.
Yeah, because I want to get the Lucky Pans, put that mod on the Lucky Pans, and use the Deepstone Crypt freaking hand
I
cannon.
can't wait to use
just
Last Word with it.
Oh,
I'm gonna really love Last Word, especially if it auto loads. Because this past week I used the Lucky Pants, and I was
is
using
there
that,
is there a cap to the damage though? That's my thing.
No, it doesn't work in.
Damage?
It doesn't work in PvP. I'm talking PvP. You're talking PvE.
I'm not talking PvP.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm reiterating that we're
You
talking
keep bringing
totally
that up. I'm
different
not
things.
talking PvP.
I am.
No, we're not. I'm talking PvE.
I am.
Dude.
I'm talking PvP. Every time I mention Lucky Pants, it's PvP. You mention them, it's PvE.
No, now that you both peed your pants, we can move on.
We can. And I think it's time for a Respawn's Report Roundup, but because he can't read it, it's Nitedemon News.
Okay.
What? Can you read it? No. No.
That's
Even if
no-
you could, you'd break up.
And let's be honest, you shouldn't. We would like you to live through this episode.
Yeah. Because people would miss you. We wouldn't, but other people
I
would
didn't hear
miss you.
anything what y'all said. No, I'm not. I was just the comment was on his name when he called it. That's why I made the comment,
Very good.
Oh, dear.
not because I was going to be.
Okay. Our first
you-
tweet.
Over to you with Nitedemon News.
Yeah. Our first tweet of our Nitedemon News is from Joe Blackburn. Joe Gogroth. Just a picture of two wrestlers with like 2 World Championship belts on each arm. One of them is the Telesto.
I saw that.
One of them is the Jotun. Just made me laugh for next season.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be season of those two, unless
It's all over.
next week they go over the weapons and they do something to the
No,
weapons
it's-
next week.
You see, this is where they get into trouble. If they don't touch the Telesto, they might be okay. The moment they touch the Telesto, all hell's gonna break loose. It's all downhill from here. You don't change the
What's the name
Telesto.
of that other fusion rifle that fires faster until you kill something?
Solar one that was broken for like all of 2020.
Yeah.
I can see it in my head, but I can't think of
That's
what
gonna
it's
be real good too. 'Cause
Merciless.
Merciless, that's
if we're
right.
going against champions with that bad boy, thank you. Yes, Merciless is going to be real good this season too, man.
Good shout.
Yup.
Good call out for that one. But yeah, Telesto and Jotun. Jotun's one of my favourite ones in PvP at the moment. But anyway, moving on. Bungie Careers at Bungie Careers. Are you inspired to deliver amazing, never before seen experiences? ? Join us at #WeAreBungie. Incubation Engineer Director is available, I'm guessing. You can apply today at careers.bungie.com.
That's right. And based on what we've seen in the game, you don't even need experience.
I think they were also looking for a new community manager type person too. So Respawn will have someone else to hurl abuse at, which I think Respawn should apply
Dude,
for.
I would
And that
love
should
to be the community manager.
I'm
No, you
saying
wouldn't.
there's a position available.
yeah, I
so I
would.
mean, they wouldn't hire you in a million years. You could absolutely apply. In fact, I would love to have you apply and interview and just be a little bug on the wall during that interview process, because they'll just be like, "Sir, no." Remember the thing I read earlier about the known issues? No, sir. You need to do all of those things.
Yeah. So yeah, go and check that out at careers.bungie.com. Our next tweet is from DMG04, one of your favourites, Respawn, from the team regarding Lucky Pants. Lucky Pants still confers its fast, ready, and accuracy bonuses on hand cannons in this revamp. Also, to keep making it clear, damage bonus is PvE only. If you have no idea what he's talking about, check out the most recent TWAR.
Yeah, the Titans is in PvE only.
Kevin Yanis. More sandbox updates. A reminder, we won't be hitting every item in your wish list, I'm sure. We're looking at a game long term, so that anything you don't see here does not mean we're not going to action on it. There you go, from Kevin Yanis, who works at Bungie. Another tweet from DMG this week, just highlighting something that he kind of wanted to go over. So the next batch of changes is focused on injecting more power and excitement into some less popular choices. And he's highlighted there are a few exotics that are missing the boat this time that need extra special attention, like a certain pair of hunter boots. Just leaving it there. Should we pour one out for those hunter boots now? No.
No, not yet. Later.
DMG
As long
again.
as they don't change them from PvE, because I still need those for jumping puzzles.
They
If we're
won't.
talking about the same pair of boots.
They won't. DMG again on Twitter is just clarifying with cross save and cross play and all the cross stuff that's happening on August 24th. He wants to just make sure that you understand how silver works. So, how does silver work? Just like the game
It
content.
doesn't go
Just like the game content that
Between
you acquire for one
platforms.
specific platform, silver must be spent on the platform it was purchased. Does silver get merged with cross-save? No. With cross-save, players select one of the selected characters from a platform to be their active characters. Silver is associated with your characters, so when you select a set of characters to be active, only the silver on that platform will be available. The silver that you own on your other accounts will remain tied to those accounts, should you ever choose to reuse them again. However, any future silver purchases will be available on the platform it was purchased. And DMG just wants to make sure it worked this way since cross save went live. Got to spend silver on the platform in which you purchased it. There you go. Enough said. Told you again. Stop asking.
I've got a question about cross-play and cross-save. To get
No.
cross-play, do you have to turn on cross-save? Because that's
To
a
do
question.
crossplay, do you have to have more than one console?
Say that again.
Do I need to turn on cross-save to get access to cross-play if I'm only playing on one console, on one place?
No.
Okay, so one is not a prerequisite to the other.
No.
That's what I thought, but I was honestly not sure and had not looked that hard at it to figure it out because I have not turned mine on because I have no reason to.
No, you wouldn't have. But cross play is something completely different because then you can play against other people.
I
Just
like
not-
the way that you're not entirely sure either, but that's how I understand it to work too.
No,
There's
I
no
am
reason to
sure,
cross-save
but I'm trying to
because-
make sure that I'm saying it right to
Yeah,
make sure
yeah.
that I sound right.
Yep, I'm right
You
there
know
with
what I
I have continued to screw up cross-play and cross-save. So yeah, because I have not turned on cross-save as I only play on an Xbox. But
Yeah.
cross-play, I am
Yeah.
very excited to take advantage of. I just didn't know if I should prepare myself by cross-saving beforehand.
I
Even though
think you should
it
just in
would do me no
case.
good at this
You
point.
you
no,
should do
what would
anything.
you cross save to?
Right?
anything.
Yeah. I mean, like
Yeah.
I have it. Like I have a Steam account, but I don't have a or maybe
Computer?
I probably for 30 seconds, played Destiny at some point just to see if it would work on the machine I had. It does not. So I probably have an account there somewhere with a character in theory, but not in any way that I actually use.
DMG again would like to make sure that you're aware that they might have forgotten one of the mods. They say that the pen is mightier, but in this case, we got overloaded. See you on August 24th. I think that's what you were kind of referring to earlier, wasn't it, Peroty?
Sure was. Only you actually read it properly and didn't, spoil the joke halfway through.
Forza over on, I think this was a Twitter. No, this was on YouTube. Forza over on YouTube just wants to point out Colonel, Pigeon Lord, and Hunter Vanguard. Just a quick reminder that the Hunter Vanguard is still being represented by a literal chicken. Just want to point that out.
Mm-hmm. As delicious as he is diligent in representing his people.
He's right. Don't you mess with Colonel.
And then Peroty has dropped me something in from Bungie Help. So
did.
Bungie Help have said, we have deployed an update that will allow non-owners of the Beyond Light to select and play other Grandmaster Nightfalls in the Vanguard Strike arena. Licenses are still required to play the Glassway and Warden of Nothing. So this was something that came up at the end of last season, I believe, wasn't it? Was that the Glassway we had issues with, where they said it was for free,
Yeah.
but then it wasn't for free, and people
Yep.
kicked off.
Who said everybody can play this? Oh, just kidding. You have to own this, and you need to get your spreadsheet out to figure out what you owned where. So yeah, they actually just said that well, I say today, yesterday, basically on Friday the 13th, as we record this, they had dropped that about 6 p.m. Eastern time, saying, "Hey, we pushed a little patch to give everybody access to the Grandmasters except for Warden of Nothing and Glassway." So if you don't own Beyond Light, you should at least be able to take a crack at the Grandmasters if you so choose, or more importantly, if you have a friend who's like, "Hey, come do this and suffer with me," and you're like, "Okay, this sounds fun," you should be able to do that now.
Insufferable. Does it change the light level? Because on
Nope.
the older,
It just gives you access to it. Period. Full stop.
no. I'm thinking light levels, right? So light levels. Didn't you have to buy the latest DLC to get the light level bump, or did the light level bump what DLCs you own?
No, that used to be the case, I think, back in Destiny 1, but it's not been the case since then.
Yeah. You can do I'm pretty sure you can do the free to play, and If we're wrong, please write into us at one of our many ways and tell us. But yeah, I think the free to play, you can play it all day, every day, and get your light level up as high as you like. You just can't do, the content you haven't bought. But you can do, your base content until you're 1335, 1340, whatever.
Maybe me and my tiredness stupor just made a flashback to D1 without realizing it. It's like, wait, no, they can't even get high enough light level to do Grandmasters. They don't have DLC. That's not the case. I'm just continuing.
And now, Nitedemon, since Bungie has done part of your work for you and put in some, lovely movies of the week for Grandmaster Nightfalls, was there anything else from the YouTube verse that the good people need to hear about and need to watch and need to reference?
Yeah, there was one or two that I watched this week that I could kind of recommend. One was the Bife video going over some of the lore aspects that we talked about earlier with Not Arf. So go and check that out. Also, Cheese Forever says if you don't like the Vex Harpy that's just sitting there not doing anything, you can go and kill him, and he
You
will
can
show
kill
you
it.
how. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not meant to kill it. Other
Poor-
things can kill it.
Poor Vex Harpy.
Nation of Beasts is a hand cannon that you can get from the Last Wish raid. It's a 140 RPM, so it's pretty cool. It's like the palindrome. And Sir Wallabra has done a video this week showing you how this might be better than the palindrome. He's got a roll with explosive payload, opening shot, accurized rounds, and then I think he's got a handling masterwork with small bore. I've got a very similar roll. I have one with small bore, but I have the range masterwork, so mine's better than yours. Anyway, I've kept mine because I thought it was pretty cool, because it came with the explosive payload and the opening shot, which is one of the kind of one of the ways that I like to rock my hand cannons. But anyway, he has a cool video out showing you
So what's the god roll?
He says it might be a god roll, which is opening shot and explosive payload on the hand cannon. So check that out. Might be one that you kind of got and it's just sitting in your vault like me, but maybe not. Maybe it's one that you can go and farm for. An interesting video that Jarv put together this week, and I know this is something that we've covered on the show months and months back, that there are secret weapon perks that are hidden in the database that he goes over that are still there, that have kind of been updated in the last couple of months to either be doing something else or something new. They may be tied to exotics or legendary weapons that are coming up in the next season, or they may not. It's just kind of a conspiracy video on secret weapon perks. So if you want to check that out, go and check that out. Oh, and a really fun one this week. Did you want to know how to solo Atheon in Destiny 2?
I'd like to know how to get Datheon and have time to raid. But yeah, sure, absolutely.
Well, the Madman Esoteric has taken on Atheon 1v1, and he won the 1v1. He soloed that bad boy, and the video is 11 minutes and 11 minutes 14 seconds. So worth a watch, because there is a little bit of cheesery of how to get the relic out of the portals without dying and then going back. It's magnificent. He gets the relic by doing the punching glitch to come out of the portal with the relic, to then see the sequence of oracles that spawn in, to then go back in and shoot the oracles from outside, use the relic to kind of still not be damaged by everything else around him. It's a fantastic, phenomenal piece of work that he's put together to solo that boss. I can't do it. I wish I could, because then I'd, take so many more people through. But yeah. But anyway.
I'd like to point again, as Respawn said, we can't do things the regular way, and this is a man soloing his way through raid bosses. So,
yeah. We had some feedback this week from Captain Mo.
Oh.
Apparently, they found our podcast on Spotify, and it's their new favourite podcast. Well, that won't last long. Easy way to keep up to date with the D2 situation, keep up the incredible work. We will. You'll probably drift off after 3 weeks of listening to this twaddle.
No. People on Spotify love us. Spotify is here for people to be like, I didn't know podcasts were a thing, and now I found yours, and now I'm happy. That's how Spotify works. Because Apple Podcasts can't be bothered to... Yeah, Apple Podcasts had an issue this past week because I saw Guardian Hub and Guardian Downcast and a bunch of other shows I listened to go, so Apple Podcasts, we put a new episode out, but if you use Apple Podcasts to listen to it, it wasn't showing up there for a while. So If you're using Apple Podcasts, don't. They've been mucking around with things in their feed, rolling out some sort of new services and features, and
Yeah,
sometimes
they're updating.
it just absolutely breaks your podcast, and it just doesn't show up anywhere. And there's nothing you can do, and you don't even know until someone goes, "Hey, where's your new show?" And you go, "Well, get a real player like Overcast, Pocket Cast, Google Podcasts, Spotify, literally anything else, and you'll be all set."
We also had we've had some more feedback from DT Win 2000. Apparently, they agree with you, Respawn. They agree with your take on LFG
Most
groups.
people do.
As a solo player, they agree with
Yep.
you. I don't know what your take was, but you had a good take and they agreed with you. So thank you very much for your feedback. Brandon, who always responds on, I think it's Facebook, saying that he can't wait to listen. Or it comes up on the Facebook because I think it's tied to the Instagram. But thank you very much, Brandon, for keep saying that you can't wait to listen.
He's just flattering you, that's all. He's actually part of the 19-man fan club.
He's dedicated to giving us at least some level of feedback. No, he's fine.
Well, I'm feeding back to him that I can't wait to hear that he can't wait to listen.
And 19-man has passed it along to the team.
I have. Spinny Go? Absolutely love the content, guys. Helps me through the night shift when I can't play. Keep up the good work.
We are a night shift specialty. That's maybe 80% of why we exist.
This was going to be our final feedback, but this is one of our final feedbacks. RB, this is all they're going by is RB. Apparently, the game isn't that good enough for them to change their gamer tag to Sugar Daddy. So we've had a response from the
Sir,
team leader.
you're wrong. You're just wrong. Wait until next season when Telesto will come to your house, beat down your door, and make you change it. Because that is the power of the Telesto.
Look, your name has nothing to do with playing Destiny. Your name should be Sugar Daddy. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, really at this point, I feel like you should defend to us
Sugar
why
Daddy,
it's not
regardless
Sugar
of what you
Daddy.
play.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like they
Right,
shouldn't be
yeah.
trying to get you to change it. It should be why shouldn't it be that? Because clearly, the people have
Yeah.
demanded it. And I mean, you wouldn't want to make the people upset. The people love you.
Yeah, man, we got the votes in and everything, dude.
Now, it was going to be our final feedback of the episode, but we had a late breaking one come in this morning. Apparently, Deacon has been up listening to our podcast in the kitchen.
I didn't hear what you said. Who's doing what?
Apparently, Deacon has been up with the dog tonight because
Oh.
he was crying. So she went down to see what was the matter with him. She said she was listening to one of our shows. She said, "It made me want to take out a corkscrew to my ears." No wonder the dog's crying.
That sounds like sparkling feedback to me. I mean, I don't see how we could do
Aw.
any better than that.
You keep going on about a box of raisins for your reward and cleaning your teeth. I'll give you a whole jar of raisins. Just shut up. You just keep saying it. And then she went into lots of explicit language that I'm not going to read out on the show.
That's bedtime.
So
talk.
everybody who's listening thinks that that's a bad thing, but you're looking at it the wrong way. The fact that she would take a corkscrew to her ears,
Just means that
and
she
yet
can hear
she
us better.
still listens.
She's clearing out the
just
wax so
shows-
that she can hear us better. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I mean,
what I
it just
heard.
means that she would submit herself to torture and yet still listen to the show because she loves us that much.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hear.
Accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, I did invite her back to the show, if she wants to come and read stuff and stop me from reading stuff. but,
Absolutely, Deacon. We can all do it together. It doesn't have to be just you and Demon. We can all join in. I can get my wife. You can get his wife. We can make it a thing, Deacon. Come on, Deacon. I know you love the show, Deacon.
Oh, dear. I think it's time to bid everyone adieu. And hopefully Respawn makes it back home alive. Respawn, are you still with us? Are you still awake?
Yep. What?
Just checking
Yeah,
in.
I'm on the final stretch. I'm like 10 minutes from the house. I'm on the back.
Oh, that's
road
good
to the
then.
house.
Yeah. Just a proof of life check. That's all.
Proof
And with
of
that, I think as we've hit the witchingest of all the witching hours here on the East Coast. Thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Nitedemon. Your hunters, no one responds in real life. We had a brief glimpse out of the mists of our lore scribe, Not Arf. You can email the show at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. Find us on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at, you guessed it, friends, Two Titans and a Hunter. You can find all your favorite Guardians on Xbox Live, Respawn on PC, and soon everywhere, because crossplay is a thing, a wonderful, wonderful thing. You should listen to the show on Apple Podcasts when it works. Google Play, Spotify, everywhere fine podcasts are sold. Watch the show on YouTube. Nitedemon puts good work together, making it for you. And if you need someone to clean your vault, I have the man just for you. He will make your vault shine, ready for a fresh new season of exotic and legendaries and all the blues you can carry. And with that, friends, say goodbye.
Hurrah.
Deuces.
Panoramix 18's Vault Cleaning Services. Has your ghost got too much junk in its trunk? Does your alt hunter have 8 Titan helmets in her inventory? Did you donate more Fraculine than would be considered